Stop!
Let's get him! Sucks! Oh, yeah, come get some, you freaking
Engineers of blooded spite!
Hey, this smells good here,
And I say he knows a little more about fighting than you do, Al.
kill a red spy on the way here? You managed to kill them, I assure you they will not. Nothing like a man who fights before the president of the hand. No, that would be your mother. You managed to kill them, I assure you they will not. Nothing like a man who fights before the president of the hand. No, that would be your mother.
He's here before us. Kind of a big deal. Again, monkeys are in your mind.
Yeah, gotcha. Thanks, Pally. Way to go.
Mission begins in 3, 2, 1.
Who dispenser here?
Gallon's coming right, gallon's coming left. Where the snowbirds fly, sunshine. Safety ahead, and it's killing point. I think I said
How's it going? I'm back today. I totally forgot to bring an octagon. This is embarrassing. Okay, don't worry. We can go find one. Fantastic stuff. How's it going? This is embarrassing.
Good afternoon, boys, girls, and MBs of all shapes, sizes, colors, and orientations. Welcome to the one and only Alec Gunter stream. My name is Alec Gunter. Give me just a minute to fix my lights here. It's Pride Month, baby. It's Pride Month. I said happy gay at the beginning of Pride Month, but we didn't really do a whole lot in the way of like celebrating Pride, and I thought, you know, maybe I can make up for it today. Maybe we can go over some dumb takes. Some people that we love very much. I think that's good. All right. Happy gay, happy gay. What a day to be gay, right? Well, I hope everybody's having a good gay day. Hold on. I'm trying to, I need a new chair. And the reason I say that is because, like, the chair slips down when I sit in it now. I'm trying to sit up more. Because I'm in a really bad slouching habit, which just isn't, you know, it's just not good. You're more productive and more alert when you're sitting upright, so I try to do that. Also, the music's a little loud. Maybe I'll just turn it off. It's kind of distracting. The YouTube poop music is fun, but it's kind of distracting. I've been thinking about changing up the playlist a little bit. Reason that number, I don't go to Pride. I went to Pride to volunteer as like one of their guardian angel things. Because that's something that like the Pride that I went to does is guardian angel, which I think is like tongue in cheek. Because their job basically... Sorry, I heard a fiance. Their job is to like block out the religious people, right? The zealots. So, you know, it's fun. It was a good time. I mean, it was kind of boring. You just kind of stand there and block out the zealots, and you know, I wasn't one of the people wearing the angel costumes. They have like big angel costumes made with like pipes and stuff. But I was just there for like a half hour. They didn't really need us, so we just kind of pieced. But yeah, pretty cool of you. Thank you. I thought so too. I saw a girl in a lesbian flag dress. It was really neat looking. Very nice. I thought about adding lesbian ball, like stress balls, which reminds me, I got to show that. Here, let me grab some stress balls real quick, because we're selling them now. They're officially for sale. All right. So, as some of you know, I've been kind of on a crocheting kick, if you will. Well, I've been crocheting a lot of stress balls, like this one. And like this one. This one's a little smaller. It depends on the size of yarn you use, and I like bought like different types, so. But yeah, you got a little trans one here, another trans one here. This one's, I think the G on this one is a little bit better. I bought thicker black yarn for it. Let's see. Here. Oh. The buy one that I was working on at the end of last stream that I actually had to start over. I messed up the G a little bit, but I think it's fine. I think you can forgive me. It looks good. Are they pre-made or made to order? Because I definitely ordered one. Oh, I believe I made yours because I only have one order, so I believe I made yours. But what? Not Gunter Grabs. So the store is called Gunter Grabs. I'll link it in both chats here. And you can get let me just make sure there's no personal info. I always get nervous on these sites. You can get stickers as well as Gunter balls. All right, Gunter stress balls. You can get them in one color up to 6 colors. 6 colors will cost you $30. If you just want the single color, it'll be 15. I didn't know how steep that felt, but it actually takes me at least an hour to make each of these, so I'm really not getting compensated for the time. But since I like dig around with, you know, crocheting all the time now, it's just like, I thought it was super cute, so I ordered one. I appreciate that. Or sub. I still can't donate subs through website. Oh shit, let me here, hold on. Let me hit up White Nervosa real quick. Started buggy, but I think I'm having another issue with site subs. People are saying they can't get them. All right. PayPal cock blocking donos. Well, that sucks ass. I don't think we ever ended up going through the keys. Streamlabs tip page directly. Okay, hold on. Okay, we can try this. Oh, there's chat on the side. Why is there chat on the side? Interesting. Okay, we can try this. If you want a tip for right now. Yeah, sorry about that. So disappointed with the lack of lions and pride. True. That is very true. Didn't even think about that. I think my chair just slipped down a little bit. Yep, it definitely did. God, I need a new chair. All right, there we go. Okay. Where are we at here? So stickers, balls. Get your balls and stickers. Put your stickers on your balls. Don't actually put your stickers on your balls because, you know, it's a little fuzzy. The balls are a little fuzzy. It won't stick very well. They make great toys for cats as well. Your cats will play with them and tear them apart. So if you don't want them to remain in good order, then you can give them to your cats. Here's a picture of Milo playing with one. The first one I made, actually. Made it for as a toy. I put a little catnip in it. This one's Winry, standing very beautifully next to them. How much for the baby? Priceless. You will sell your soul to me. And then I will consider it. And probably say no. But yeah, there you go. So like I said, I've just been dicking around with, you know, this stuff. So, okay, I have to put my chair down. God damn it. I guess I'm leaning back for this stream. It's fine. It's fine. Son of a bitch. Professional streamer. I've been doing this for like 3 years. Okay. But I will be comfortable, damn it. Souls are for mortals? Well, guess you can't have it then. Hacky Sack Rainbow. Actually, I do have a rainbow one that I made, and oh, I see. Like, yeah, the rainbow, yeah. Did that on purpose. I do have a rainbow one that I made, but it's not for sale. If you want a rainbow one, though, you can order one. You just have to order a custom 6 color, which is $30. So there you go. But yeah, cool stuff. Cool stuff. Other than that, here I'll show you. I've been working on Darth Vader here. Now, you can't tell it's Darth Vader just yet. It looks more like a creature from Stranger Things. The Demogorgon from Stranger Things right now. Right? But I assure you that I am making it quite well. And I'll prove it. Here we go. So this is what we're working on right here. Now, I'm not going to show you guys the pattern because I paid $3 for it and I respect this person's work and the effort that they put into making this. It is very cool. And if you would like this pattern, if you're a crocheter yourself, I can link that real quick. So let me do that. Darth Vader pattern Etsy crochet. So here's the pattern, just so that I'm, you know, doing my due diligence here. Lots of links today. Yes, he's very cute. So that's what I'm working on. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far. This is my second attempt. And it's supposed to look... Let me pull up the picture here. So it's looking exactly how it's supposed to right here. And this is what it'll look like when the head's complete and stuffed. So we're doing good. We're doing good. Is it easy to follow patterns, or is there a lot of initial learning? There is definitely a lot of initial learning and a lot of screwing up that you have to do. But once you get into it, like once you get the rhythm, making this is called amigurumi. The dolls, and amigurumi is actually really good, especially for people with ADHD. It's really just single crochets all the way up. Like, you're really not going to do many other types. Like, there's a couple of other types of crochets that you do, but they're very few and far between. Otherwise, it's just like needle goes in, grabs the string, comes back through, and that's, you know, and then you do it, and then you wrap around and come back through again, and that's it. Crocheting itself is... Shipping must have been free. Yes, I have free shipping on it. I'm not charging for shipping. Just order my rainbow ball? Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to have a lot of orders to fill, so you guys might have to be patient. But I will get them shipped out. You could almost use that same pattern to make an Alec chibi. Yes, I could do that. And I don't know to what extent I'm allowed to take this person's pattern, because it seems like what they're doing, this person is using like a very basic chibi pattern and just adding on to it. Like, the real creative bits here are like, how much do I want to show here? Here. So like the real creative bits here are like the mask here, right? Like that. That's really where the creativity is coming in my opinion, IMO. But like I said, I don't want to show too much of it. It's not my pattern. But yeah, I could probably like riff off of this and make an Alec chibi just from this. Yeah. I'll show you one other thing I'm working on real quick. Here, hold on. So this is supposed to be the head of Teddy Ursa from Pokemon. But the problem, I think, is that I am using a pattern that is like meant for smaller models. And it doesn't really have, like, it might look fine, I'm not sure. But it doesn't really have much of like a separation between the head and the neck, I don't think. So I'm a little bit afraid. Maybe when I stuff it, it'll be fine. Maybe when I stuff it, it'll be fine. But I'm a little bit afraid that like it'll just look like it has no chin. Like Andrew Tate. It'll be an Andrew Tate Teddy Ursa. Oh yeah, let me show you the Pokemon, yeah. It's just a teddy bear, but I'll show you real quick. Here's the Pokemon. How's the cat interference with balls of yarn and crocheting? It's not as bad as you'd think. It's mostly just Winry being needy lately. She's been very needy and hyper lately. And that's been a little bit annoying, but other than that, it's really not terrible. But yeah, I don't want an Andrew Tate Teddy Ursa, so. So it's like a basic ragdoll and the extra bits are made and kind of sewn on. Yeah. So that's actually how I made, for those who have seen it. Let me get it out here. I need to find a place to display this better because it's kind of getting torn up. But that's how I made my devil fruit, which I also got from a pattern. So it's just like the basic ball shape, and then you make the stem separate and sew it on, and you make the swirl separate and sew those on. But it's cool, right? Love this thing. But yeah. It's just a little update. 1 second. So like I said, for those who have just placed an order, I really appreciate it. I will get them done as quickly as possible, get them shipped out. It shouldn't take me too long. Each ball takes me around an hour or so, give or take, depending on how many colors are used and all that. I am getting faster gradually, so, you know, it's just a work in progress. I don't mind taking a little bit of a loss on them just because I enjoy doing it. I wish we knew what the Homo fruit looked like so I could commission that. Ooh. That would be quite the commission. I would probably charge quite a bit for that, because the hardest part of that is making each individual like swirl and then sewing each one on. It's really tedious. That's why I haven't done the other ones yet. I got orange yarn so that I could do Ace's fruit, and I got red yarn so that I could do Law's fruit, and I have not gotten around. Like, I've made the basic shape because that's the easy part, and then the hard part is making the swirls and sewing all that on. So I haven't gotten around yet. What was I going to look up? Oh, yeah. The Horo no Mi. Yeah, I guess you don't know what it looks like. That's kind of disappointing. For those who don't know, we're talking about One Piece. The Horo no Mi is a devil fruit that lets you make various types of hormones that can alter the recipient's body in any way the user desires. So the user is a hormone-controlling human, like Ivankov here, the genderless emperor of Kamabaka Kingdom. Yeah, there's no images of the horn fruit. Very interesting. It's a great hobby, so even if it's a bit of a loss, yeah. Exactly. Would the Hito no Mi model Diabutsu be easier? Model Diabutsu. A Buddha and a Fro? Is that what it would look like? Well, this is what Google says it looks like. So it'd be just about the same as like the it'd be about the same as the gum fruit, it looks like. Ivankov is awesome. But yeah, it's fun. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Thought it'd look more like Sengoku. So the fruit doesn't really look like the person that takes it. You know what's crazy is Chopper has a human fruit, but it's just a base model. Like, they don't have model blank, you know what I mean? And to me, that screams like Oda's gonna have to clarify that. Because Sengoku has a human fruit, and then somebody else, who I can't say because spoilers, has a human fruit. And so, you know, the fact that we have those two fruits and they're both modeled after something, it's not like there's a dog fruit with no model, right? Like, it has to have a model. So I'm assuming Chopper's does as well. Like, there has to be a model for this, like the Bigfoot fruit or something. I think it's like Bigfoot or something, because that would explain a lot. There's a decent Geo arcade fighting game series called Sengoku. Yeah, it's a common Japanese name, I believe. So this mushroom is supposed to be part of a human? No. So the way that it works is each fruit has a specific ability attached to it, and then when you eat it, you get that ability. So with this model particularly, Chopper, this boy, ate it and gained he was a deer initially. He was a reindeer. And then he gained the power of, he can transform into a human now, right? So he's half human, half reindeer. And he's fully sentient as a human. And there's a lot of theories around why that is. You know, like, there's a lot of mystery still involved with the fruits. And it's not entirely consistent all the time. But the idea is that you get, yeah, it's like Mario, exactly. Yeah, it's like Mario. Except you keep the fruit for your whole life. And you can't have more than one. You take more than one, you explode and die. You can't swim anymore. So if you fall in the water, you like sink like a brick and drown. You lose all of your strength if you're exposed to a certain amount of water or seawater, I think. So, you know, stuff like that. There's a lot of theory behind it. There's a lot of learning that goes into it. What are all these fruits even about? Hopefully I explained it okay. What about Blackbeard? He has 2 now. That is true. I guess that's not spoilers, but that is an exception, and that is notably an exception because everybody's like, you can't do that. What are you doing, man? You broke the rules. So he has 2. That is correct. Blackbeard is the only known person in the One Piece verse to have more than 1 fruit. Which is technically spoilers if you haven't finished Marineford, but Marineford's like 10 years old now, so get over it. The only devil fruit I would want hasn't ever popped up in actual canon. Which devil fruit is that? The gold one or like the music one? Or there are some lame ones that aren't canon. I want to see how many orders I got now. 5 sales, baby. Let's go. So I got... What are the orders here? Dark blue, purple, and white. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Okay. Cool. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Now close that before I dox you. I picked some random colors. That's fine. I can do random colors. Yeah, I'm not about to dox anybody. And also, I have a 4-second delay, so I can just literally hit the end key if something happens. I gotta remember to do that, though. I gotta, like, get into the habit of, like, oh, shit, like, I cannot be light on that. So, good thing I have the delay now. Okay. You guys aren't here for crocheting and devil fruits. You are here for the juice, right? Some of you are here for crocheting, but most of you are here for the juice. You want to see the gays, right? The homophobes. You want to get mad. You want to rage, right? I thought about doing... So one thing real quick before we get started. I thought about doing crocheting while I reacted, and I've tried it once, but I don't know if I can do it. If I do it, I'm going to have to do something very simple. Like I do have a couple of things that I could work on. Here, I'll show you. Sorry, I know I said we're getting to it. We are. So for those who have seen the hand warmers, I'm making another one, which if you don't know what it looks like, it just looks like this, except there's 2 sides to it. And that way it goes over your hand like that. So kind of looks like that when you put it on, right? You can get the idea. So I could probably work on this while I react. I'm definitely going to be crocheting during our talk with the person from Progressive Victory, because I think that's an acceptable thing to do. And they agreed, so that's fine. Make a blanket. I am, in fact, working on a blanket. As you can see here, by this not completed blanket. I'm running out of yarn for it. So this is how wide it will be. Yes, it is very warm. It will cook you. Like if you ever want to be baked into a nice ham, a nice steamy roasted ham, that is perfect for you. I'm running out of yarn for it. I got to figure out how I'm going to like connect the new yarn. I mean, you can just do it like you do a color switch, I guess, but then you got to like sew in ends and it's like, you know, makes me want to get into crochet. It's really fun. It's really fun. It's great for people with ADHD. It keeps your hands, or anybody who can't keep their hands still. It's just perfect. So yeah. All right. I think it's time to get to the juice. What do we got here? You guys want to react to Ben Shapiro or Melonie Mac first? Because those are the two that I have. Benny? Shabibo? You knew that. Oh, I also have a Matt Walsh video. But that one's not about gays. He's just reacting to TikTok haters. Ugh.
Disney.
So we're gonna
Nope.
venture.
Disney.
So we're gonna.
Stop! Oh my god. YouTube does this weird thing.
So we're gonna venture.
Stop. It wouldn't load the pause button. It was loading the back button where the pause button is supposed to be. Anyway, sorry. Okay. I'm gonna try to be uploading more often as well. I know that the uploads haven't been very on point, but I am trying to get back into it. Ben Shapiro is actually trans, and Shabibo is his dead name. Brett Cooper is her new name now. Lol. Did I say Brett Cooper, or did I say Melonie Mac? I'm pretty sure I said Melonie Mac, but I want to make sure that I did not say Brett Cooper. Although we could look at her videos. I just think Melonie Mac is funnier. Melonie Mac is funnier because she's like... Okay, good. I get those two mixed up a lot, but Melonie Mac is a little bit more of a blatant religious zealot, I feel like. Brett Cooper tries to do the Ben Shapiro thing. All right, let's go. The rumor come out. Does R2-D2 is gay? According to Ben Shapiro, he is. Or at least people claim that he is. So I don't know what's going on with this. I've never really sat down to think about the sexuality of a robot from Star Wars, but I'm interested to learn more about why this is a thing. You know, gay robots are not entirely out of the question for me. So I don't know. Let's just go ahead and get started. Let's see what Ben has to say about it. Hello, Ben.
Disney Plus, they have a new Star Wars series. Now, of course, many of us grew up on Star Wars. You know, classic battles of good versus evil, in which, honestly, most of the battles are modeled on World War II air battles, in which the Empire is clearly a stand-in for the Nazis. Well, now Disney Plus has decided it's time to shift the narrative a little bit. It's time for something different. It's time to indoctrinate small children in the cult of Pride Month. This is how we must raise our children. So Amanda Stenberg, who is the lead actress on a new Star Wars series on Disney Plus called The Acolyte, along with Leslie Headland, creator and showrunner, explain that The Acolyte, again, a show designed for children, about my kid's age, is the gayest show ever. This is very important stuff for our generation.
Is the show designed for children? Am I going to take his word for it? Or is the show designed for, like, adults, but children can watch it, like PG or something like that, or PG-13? Probably not. Well, it wouldn't be PG. It would be TV whatever, right? Like, is it designed for children, or is it, like, designed for adults, then children can actually kind of, sort of watch it? My Star Wars canon is only Backstroke of the West. The rest are non-canon to me. I have no idea what that means. Benny Boy must have forgotten that the Empire is a stand-in for Vietnam-era America, according to Lucas himself. I actually did think it was a stand-in for Nazis. I know that the suits are modeled after Nazis. I know that. But that does make sense because of the sixth movie. Like, they're fighting in, like, a very much a jungle area, and that's kind of like what it was in Vietnam, right? That's not facial hair, is it? I thought it was dried cat sick. Ew! It does look like that. Disgusting. Look it up sometime? Okay, maybe. I'm not into men, but I think if Shabibo wasn't so conservative, he'd be a bit more charming. I actually... Because he isn't a bad dude. Okay, he is a bad dude. Let's not get it mixed up here. He is bad. A bad looking dude. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's very ugly or anything. I actually think he's quite charming in some ways. First of all, get rid of the beard. Does not work on you. He's trying too hard to do like the manly thing, but he can't grow a beard to save his life. And then second of all, like, stop being stupid. Stop being mean.
I want to ask you both
All right.
because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars. I think by a considerable margin.
Uh-oh.
And are you excited about that? Are you
Not the
bracing
gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the.
It's pretty gay. Let's be honest.
Okay, cool,
Leslie,
cool.
How do you feel?
Am I gay?
Are you,
Yes.
Well, no,
By the way, they're all gay, just so you know, because all media, at least good media, is gay.
I know
Yeah.
you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this? This is going to be a talking point.
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure so.
Because nerds are gay.
Was this the fun element of?
No, I don't think so. And yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I frankly
You're offended?
into it. No.
Into it. Nice.
I think that Star Wars is so gay already.
Is this supposed to make me not like them? Because so far they've been nothing but charming and friendly and funny. I don't know. Like they have a very good vibe. I like their energy.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen the
It is
fits?
gay already.
We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference photo.
And are you telling me with a straight face that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think. But this is more outward.
I think it's canon that R2-D2 is a lesbian.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
A lesbian. Damn. Wait, is this the whole video? He just gets upset about that one line when they were clearly joking. They're just shooting the shit. Are you kidding me? That's something that I would say. Yeah, R2-D2 is a lesbian. You know, like, is he really gonna get upset about this? Okay.
This is how they're raising our kids. By the way, both of them.
Wait, what? The kids are not watching that interview. What kid is like, oh yeah, the interview with the stars from the show with that one guy who said that things were gay and now I'm gay. That's how it works in their heads. Like, no, there aren't kids watching this interview. This is adults shooting the shit. Okay? Actually made a more timely manner. Hello, welcome. Miss R2-D2 is a robot and cannot be a lesbian. It is not gay. This is what the left has become.
The women in this particular clip are lesbians, the lead actress as well as the showrunner
Cool.
and
Who
creator
cares?
of The Acolyte. And is that how you produce a generation of children who actually think beyond themselves? Or is this
Literally, yes. Because if the children themselves are not gay and you teach them that gay people exist and deserve respect, they are thinking beyond themselves. And if they are gay, then they should know that other gay people exist and they're not an abomination of God, like you would have them believe, because you abuse kids.
Is this how you produce generations of kids who think only of themselves in every context? We'll get to more on this in just one moment. First, if you're struggling with collections, medical bills, credit cards.
Do we want to watch the ad? Take a vote. Ad or no? I kind of like watching the ads because I like seeing what they're shilling. But we'll take a vote. That's a no. Skip. Anyone else? Anyone else want to chime in? Going once, going twice. Okay, we're skipping the ad. What is he shilling? PDSdebt.com? Okay, cool. We wouldn't need that if we didn't have debt, but then again.
Today, pdsdebt.com/Shapiro. Amanda Stenberg went even further, of course. She says that the goal of The Acolyte is to make white people cry. Is this the kind of American unity that leads to American
cares?
sacrifice? Again, it is hard to juxtapose these, just emotionally. It's hard.
They're just shooting the shit. Like, no, obviously the goal is not to make white people cry. But maybe, like, it could make white people think about how they benefit from a society that caters to them. You know, maybe. It wouldn't be the worst thing. I mean, society caters very heavily to people like me. You know, I'm male. I'm cishet presenting, at least. I'm white. I'm a large man. You know, like not large as in fat. I'm large as in, which I'm a little fat. But, like, I'm an average stocky build, you know. Like, I don't have a lot of problems, at least in a societal sense. Like, I have problems, but not because of my identity. It wouldn't be the worst thing to make white people think about that, you know? I mean, I did. I think I turned out okay for the most part.
Juxtapose
cringe, but there you
DJ
go.
with the current generation because it's like walking into an alien world. An alien world filled with stupid people who believe
Well,
only
it is. It's
in
Star
their own
Wars.
emotional
Duh.
self-centeredness. It's really pathetic, and it's really terrible. Here is Amanda Stenberg.
How does talking about gay people and having kids think about gay people lead to self-centeredness? That doesn't make any sense.
Talking about how she hopes that white people are offended by her. I can't believe that this show's going to bomb, that it'll be a giant dud, and no one will allow their kids to watch it. Here
we'll
she
see.
is explaining to Trevor Noah that the goal.
When is the show released? Because this is from 5 days ago. What's the show called? New Star Wars show. I don't want AI. I got to figure out how to turn that off. On September 13th. Man, that's so far away. People are going to forget this video exists by then. And then he can be like, well, I never said that. I never said it would bomb. Or like they can try to twist it around like, well, actually, it's anti-woke and here's how. And this is why people like it. Like, it's going to do fine. I don't know if it'll like break the box office or nothing, which is for movies, but you guys got my point. But like, the show isn't for kids at all. There you go. I knew it. See, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Like, it's for people who grew up with Star Wars, you know? And also, Star Wars was never really for kids. It was never aimed at kids. You know? Like, there's some gruesome scenes in there. They got a guy's hand get chopped off. Like in movie 1, or movie 2. You know? Like, that does not strike me as something that's for kids. I don't quite mind if my kids see that. It's not going to be the end of the world. But I wouldn't see that and think, yeah, that's kids content right there. That's kids content.
Of the show is to make white people cry.
When people watch The Hate You Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal.
See? He's going to start crying. See? He's going to cry. Also, as a fan of Star Wars, I'm sorry, but you getting so butthurt mad about like a new Star Wars series coming out is like so stupid to me. It's like it's more stuff for you. It's more stuff for you, a Star Wars fan. Why are you not happy about it? Like, you haven't even seen it yet. Give it a chance, man. At least give it a chance. That's all I'm saying.
It was the goal.
Yeah, that's great. As always, reverse the races, and you see how racist this is. If you ever said that a show or a movie were about making black people cry, it'd be the most racist thing ever. But this is the generation.
Well, yeah, because black people have been crying ever since the inception of this country. Okay? Like, yeah. You don't want to make black people cry because if you make the black community cry, that typically entails that you're being racist against them. And they've been racist. They've had racism tossed at them since the inception of this goddamn country. So yeah, I don't want to make black people cry. I'd rather make white people cry because they've had it too good for too long.
A self-centered generation where they are the only people that matter. And we are literally raising our kids across the country
Lady Nova.
in order
He's so
to
not
believe
mad.
in this new God. A new God that was rejected by generations of Americans before.
So I've been looking for, you know what, we're going full stream for this. I've been looking for an excuse to bring up this rant. So here's the rant. They always point at people like atheists and LGBTQ and whatever else, queer people, as like having their own God and own religion, right? Which is so bizarre because it's like, wait a minute. If we're really in a country that allows for freedom of religion, right? Which Ben is, and I am, and I like that. Then why are you upset about that? You know, like you have your God, you claim that this is my God, and yet somehow that's like a bad thing to you. You know, like have you guys ever sat down and actually thought about what they're entailing there? They're trying to make it out like a crusade battle. Like it's my God versus yours, you know, like we have to fight to the death over it. Like it's really sick and fucked up if you think about it. Because they're in reality, once again, if there's no problem with people believing in different religions, which they at least nominally think, right? Then why is that a problem? There's no Pope of the gays. I was trying to think of a person. I was trying to think of a gay person, but I can't. So the joke is dead. Never mind. I was going to be like, ex-gay person would like a word with you. We should make one. We should make one, and it should be me. But anyway, RuPaul. There you go. I was thinking of RuPaul. RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah. Name one gay person. Oh, you like gay people, huh? Name 10 of them. Impossible challenge. Name one. I don't know. Like, I don't think about people's names. I think about their faces and how they behave.
Who used to worship the
Unless
God
I don't
of the
like
Bible,
you, like Ben Shapiro.
and no longer do. Peace by.
Wow, that sounds like God's failing, by the way. Here, listen again.
A new God that was rejected by generations of Americans before, who used to worship the God of the Bible, and no longer do.
Okay, so if your God is like all powerful and all knowing and whatever, shouldn't he be able to like circumvent that somehow? I feel like he should, you know, have some kind of fail safe for that. Where it's like, oh, the people are no longer believing in me. Okay, what can I do to rectify this? I know. How about we allow gay marriage? Let's start with that. How about I stop killing people with cancer? Let's start somewhere here and figure out through process of elimination what will make people turn back to me, the real God, because I definitely exist and love everybody for sure. Even though I, you know, cause untold suffering and send people to hell for, you know, being gay. You know, like, yeah, God's a bit of a wuss. Exactly, Lady Nova. See, you got it. You got my point. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there should be a failsafe in place for that. That's all I'm saying.
Piece by Chris Rufo, who does amazing work over at City Journal, talking about the education of our children. Quote, Portland, Oregon has earned its reputation as America's most radical city. I've obtained a collection of publicly accessible documents produced by the Portland Association of Teachers, an affiliate of the State Teachers Union that encourages its more than 4,500 members to teach Palestine. The lesson plans are steeped in radicalism.
Nice.
They begin teaching the principles of decolonization to students as young as 4 and 5 years old.
I
For
see no
pre-kindergarten
issues here.
kids, the union promotes a workbook from the Palestinian.
Well, considering that we're currently in the process of bombing children who are 4 and 5 years old for the crime of existing on a piece of land, I think that's fine. You know, I think that's A-okay. I'm just saying.
Indian Feminist Collective, which tells the story of a fictional Palestinian boy named Handala. When I was only 10 years old, I had to flee my home in Palestine, the boy tells readers. A group of bullies called Zionists wanted our land, so they stole it by force and hurt many people.
That's
Students
awesome.
are encouraged to come up with a slogan. They can chant at a protest and complete a maze, so Handala can, quote, get back home to Palestine, represented as a map of Israel.
Wait, which school is this? I'm sending my kids there. Holy shit. That's based as hell.
In kindergarten through second grade, the ideologies intensify. The teachers union recommends a lesson, Art and Action for Palestine, that teaches students that Israel, like America, is an oppressor. The objective is to connect histories of settler colonialism from Palestine.
Unpopular opinion, I don't know why people hyperfixate on the Israel-Palestine conflict. It's so not a day-to-day American issue, but everyone talks about it and makes a wedge thing. It should be a wedge thing. Because those are people that we're talking about. Those are real people over there. And the United States has a huge hand in funding Israel and their effort to invade and occupy Palestine and just obliterate them. They're killing children over there, you know, like very blatantly and openly. They're just bombing kids, you know. So I think that it should be. I think that is a good thing that people, I was expecting the hype for it to die down, but it hasn't. And honestly, base, like, I think that's awesome. I'm glad.
To the United States and to celebrate Palestinian
If anything,
culture
we should
and
talk about
resistance
it more.
throughout history and in the present with a focus on Palestinian children's resistance. This is the way that many on the left in the United States have been trying to teach kids for years.
Cool.
And the emotive individualism that is
I
taught
like
by
it.
the left in reality is a guise for simply tearing down the institutions that made America great, that created the greatest generation, that provided the moral foundation for the greatest generation. You can't tear.
You aren't the greatest generation. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you, man. Like, your generation dicked us, all right? You're lead poisoning, screwed future generations. So stop calling yourselves the greatest generation. It's disgusting, man. That is what he's saying, right? He's the greatest generation? Or is it his parents? Which it doesn't matter either way, because it's just as valid. Like, there's no I don't think there's a single generation that came before us that is like greater than this generation. I think that the current generation is the greatest generation. You know why? Because we're the most progressive, the most accepting, the most searching for community, and to just be good, decent people, you know? So I think we're the greatest generation. Give yourselves a pat on the back for being a part of the greatest generation. I deem you guys the greatest generation that has ever existed, especially you guys in my chat.
Tear away those foundations without tearing away the ability of people to thrive, to be strong, to do the heroic things. You cannot ask heroic things.
And most likely the next generation will be even more progressive. And I agree. I hope that the next generation proceeds to be better than my generation. And I hope that the generation after that is better than that generation, and so on and so on and so on, because that's how a species progresses, an intelligent species like the human race. You know, I think that's beautiful. I think that progress is amazing. I hope that generations down the line, we live in a gay space communism, right? Fully automated luxury gay space communism. Okay? That's the goal. And I hope very much for future generations to attain that. I won't be around for it, but that doesn't mean that I cannot enjoy the thought that we're working toward that. Okay? Plant the seeds for the trees under whose shade you will never sit.
Of a group of people you have raised to be non-heroic. When you decide that the most heroic people are people who
Whose
are
fruit
involved
you will never
in
gather.
false self-expression, a thing that Joe Biden has literally said. He says the bravest people that he knows are quote-unquote transgender kids. When your definition of bravery, I've made this joke before, but it's not really a joke. When you say that the definition of
I think you can make an argument that it's the transgender kids, but you could also argue that it's the Palestinian kids that people like you want dead.
bravery is you misidentifying your own gender.
Because he
as
does.
opposed
He
to,
does
you know,
want that.
storming the beaches at Normandy on behalf of family, religion, faith, freedom, the Constitution of the United States, and putting your life at risk. It may be a throwaway line to Joe Biden, but it betrays something deeper, which is our very definition of what it means to be a heroic and brave human being has changed. And we have raised entire generations.
What's going on?
I was just looking. Is he really wearing a yarmulke?
He always wears one.
I didn't know he always wore one. I knew he was Jewish, but
Yeah, he always wears one.
I didn't know he.
Yeah, he's growing that disgusting facial hair.
Yeah, it looks. What?
Say hi to the baby.
Winry, my God, like 7 sneezes.
Hey, bub.
Yeah. He's being very tolerant of this at the moment, actually.
He's been very needy.
You are being so sweet about this. Normally, he doesn't let me do this for more than like 30 seconds, but he's
Say hi to Milo, chat.
loving it. He's loving it, aren't you, Bobby? Hmm.
He's a good boy.
Okay, I'll put you down. Good boy, Milo.
All right, few times over. Back to this fuck.
Generations in this cult. And then we are surprised when it turns out that we have a hard time recruiting for the military. When it turns out that it's hard to get young people in America to understand that America historically is a great force in the world. Not a good force, a great force in the world. We were surprised when we learned that people.
It'd be a lot better if it weren't killing Palestinian children inadvertently. Well, indirectly is what I meant. Indirectly.
Across the political spectrum in the United States who are young are having a tough time understanding American history and are somehow finding sympathy with the world's worst human beings. When you raise an absolutely...
Is he calling them the worst human beings, like the people that we just talked about? I feel like there's a few human beings who are like worse than that, you know? I can think of a few.
The unfettered generation. What you get is not a generation of enlightened little tots. What you end up with is a destructive set of radioactive isotopes walking around society and decaying everything in their path.
So this is just like the gays are... He's just appealing to like the gays are a bunch of degenerates, right? Like it's still gross, man. What an unhappy piece of shit you must be, Ben. Really. Honestly, it's pitiable.
And that is what we are facing in the United States. Again, conservatism, Americanism, American values, those things, it's not a lie, begin at home. They begin locally. The power of government
you must indoctrinate your
to
kids.
destroy that on behalf of a different ideology is the great tragedy of American history.
That's why they want homeschooling, by the way, to indoctrinate kids and so they can like beat them without them questioning why they're getting beat. That's really why they want it.
You cannot have D-Day without a generation capable of actually storming beaches. And that's something Americans ought to remember as they have their own children and raise them. These are all decisions.
Okay, I don't need to storm a beach. What are you talking about? Like, there's no reason for me to storm any beaches. At least not at this moment. My life's great. Why the fuck would I, like, throw on a military uniform and go storm a beach? Where and why? Like, you just assume that we need to be ready at any point to storm a fucking beach. You know? If anything, you should storm the beaches of fucking Israel.
That we have to make together.
Do they have beaches?
In order to make sure that we actually have an America
storm their land,
capable of preserving itself and an America worth preserving. Are you tired of the lies?
Yeah, it's like Benny, you aren't storming a fucking beach. Excuse you. Where's your military garb, huh? Where's your big boy pants? Go storm a beach, man. You go do it. You know, fuck it. Like, if you want to get on the front line so bad, you want to preach to other people about getting on the front lines, go do it. You do it. You've never seen a day of war in your life, you pussy bitch. Like, let's be real here. Good point. Yeah, armchair generals. The whole manly man thing to him. Okay, well, if he wants to be a manly man, then maybe he should take some tea and grow a better beard. I'm just saying. Like I did. But yeah, that was R2-D2 is gay. And you know what? I'm happy for her. I hope that she has a great lesbian relationship with C-3PO. Okay, cool beans. Yeah, why doesn't he go storm a beach? Good point. I'm thinking about taking a break for a second and doing some crocheting, just a little bit. Would you guys like that? Want to see me crochet? Here, I got a crochet cam now. And you can watch me do the thing. Here, I'll turn on some music. Video game music for causing mischief and mayhem. I think that's good. Since we're talking about Star Wars, you know, I'll work on my Darth Vader a little bit. No worries, Lady Nova. You have a great night. Thanks for being here. I spotted. Shush. Shush you. Alright, so for those who would like to learn, right? This is called amigurumi, and we're just doing some single crochets right now. So I already did one row of single crochets across this. We're gonna do another one. I believe it's here, how many is it? Hold on. Here, I'll throw, how do I want to throw this on the screen? You know, it's fine. You guys don't need to see it. Okay, so I did row 28. I need 3 more rows. So 3 more rows of just single crochets. I think that's good right there. So all we're gonna do, right, for those who are just beginning, is we're gonna put our crochet hook through the first loop here. The one right after where our stitch is. It'll get through there. It's a little tricky with this yarn. And then we're going to grab the yarn, right? Sorry, it's a little, I've never done like a crochet video before, so you'll have to forgive me. But we're gonna grab the yarn like that, right? Pull it through. Right, so now we got 2 loops on there. And then we're gonna wrap the yarn behind the hook like this. And then pull this loop through both. And there's one. And then we're gonna put our stitch marker, if I can find it. Hold on. I don't know what I did with my stitch marker. There it is. Oh, no, wait. My stitch marker is still on here. Or no. I have 2 stitch markers now. Never mind. And the stitch marker is going to help us remember where we started. I don't remember unsubscribing. Well, I'm glad you resubscribed. Thank you for being here. We won't crochet too long. I know you guys are here for the juice. You get on there. There we go. That's going to help us not lose our place. Because there's a lot of, I believe, 66 stitches to go around here. So we'll just do 1 row and then we'll get back to the reacts. So we did 1. There's 2. I don't know how good my form is, honestly, but I feel like I do a good enough job. I mean, it's getting done. Alright, and 3. Now I wish I had a beginner's crochet set. All you need is a 5mm hook and some standard size yarn. But check the yarn that you're buying for which hook size you need. Because it's not too important if it's like 0.5 off. But you wouldn't want to use this kind of hook, for instance, with like that size yarn. Because that ain't gonna cut it. You can see there's like 2 very different sizes here. So, just keep that in mind. This one's gonna be for a Snorlax doll. That's good crocheting music right there. That's a good tune right there for some crocheting, brother. You know what I'm saying? Woo boy. Love me some crocheting. That's a good crocheting ditty right there. I'm a macrame dude. I have no idea what that is. I do not know the word that you just said to me. Something, not the size, something, how you use it. Yeah. I work my fingies to get my prong in the hole, you know. Gotta work the fingies around the holes. Make sure you're inserting correctly. Play around with it. You know, hit the string right. All that good stuff. Hey, get you a man who knows how to crochet, you know what I mean? Because we know how to work our fingies. I'm just saying. What kind of music do you like? I need to make more songs for content creators. Ooh, I like stuff that sounds kind of chill electronic. Chill electronic vibes. My favorite. At least for stream. I'd really appreciate it. Where do you get your supplies? I go to Michael's. Sorry, sometimes I have a hard time. With the black yarn, especially, it's like hard to see the holes sometimes. No, I do not get it from Amazon. I go in person and look at the stuff and feel it and whatever. I might get some hypoallergenic yarn from Amazon or something for my mom. Oh yeah, after I'm done with this, I'll show you guys some shit. So I was working with the worst yarn. The absolute worst yarn that I have worked with thus far. It's, bamboo yarn. It's a specific type of bamboo yarn. It starts with a Y. I can't remember. It's hard to see black yarn on a black desk. I'm sorry. I need a better setup for this. If I'm going to be doing it more often, at least. Ah. I promise you guys you aren't missing much. My GF is in business. I made a giant crochet cat plush for her to sleep with since we're long distance. Ooh, that's fun. It's awesome. Yeah, the big yarn's really fun to work with. It's probably a lot better for stream too, honestly. Come on. These holes are so fucking hard to get through. No innuendos. I don't know if it's the yarn or my technique really that's doing it. Probably both. I'm not very fast. Jesus Christ. Because I can tell you with that bamboo shit, I wouldn't mind tuning into a crochet sesh. I type the word beginner into Google and it automatically fills in crochet kit. That's awesome. That's not awesome, actually. I was probably listening to you. Although maybe, I don't know if crocheting is getting like more popular, honestly. I have no clue. I want to be able to crochet while I react, but I need to find something simple to crochet. Like a blanket. Probably just work on my blanket. Ah, shit. It also kind of sucks to do this because I'm used to like having it back here. And leaning back on it, but I should practice proper form, honestly. %, listening. Yeah, it's a little scary. If I ever do work on stuff like with a big screen like this, like seriously, for you guys, it'll probably be something bigger, like my Teddy Ursa doll. I'm gonna keep going on that thing. I'm hoping that it turns out looking fine. I just hope it doesn't look like fucking Andrew Tate with no chin. Really hope. I also got to work on the commissions. We got more commissions to work on. We got a rainbow ball. And then I know Hot Take Andy ordered one. I forget what colors. But it's a great way to support me. You can find the link in the description of YouTube to get to my store. It's just etsy.com/shop/guntergrabs. Etsy.com/shop/guntergrabs. All one word. I tried to do Gunter Gear, but it was taken, so it's Gunter Grabs, which I think is cute. Come on. My dad's lucky I love him, man. This is for him. I didn't mention that. This is for Father's Day. Honestly, I might stop short. Getting annoying. Gunter grabs him by the pussy. True. Very true. I cannot believe Trump fucking said that. Like, really think about the fact that a sitting president said that during his campaign and nobody gave a shit. It's like just nobody cared. You know? They still voted him in. That's insane. Like, really think about that. That is insane. I know that we say that as a joke now. Grab him by the pussy, but like the context in which that was said was like gross. It was just disgusting. And he still won. And he still could win this year. Don't forget that. I'm leaking viewers. People are like, eh, this guy's lame. You know what? Piss off. Undertale music. I do a pretty good Sans impression. If you guys didn't know. Ready? do you think? I do a pretty good papyrus as well. That one's not as good. I actually did practice the Sans one, though.
Sans, you weren't working on your puzzles.
Alright, we're almost done here. We're almost done. When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Yep. It's so gross. It's just like he was a pitch-perfect Hollywood elite, and they still voted him in. And he managed to convince everybody that he's like this regular old working man, you know, just trying to save America kind of guy, you know? Like just trying to drain the swamp, if you will. Which, you know, American politics is a swamp, but he's part of it. He's a big part of it. Okay, he's the stinkiest alligator in the whole swamp. The stinkiest mud pile. He's very stinky. In fact, that's even literal. He's very stinky. You know, you can say what you want about Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden, but you know, he's probably a lot stinkier than they are. I want to crochet a pineapple just so I can give it to someone upside down. That's so stupid. But you know what? If that's what gets you into crocheting, if that's what floats your boat, then do it. How many One Piece laughs can you do? Ooh, I can't do that one very well. There's... Dad is she. Dad is she. I feel like that one's pretty good. There's, what else? I can't go high enough. You know what happens when you drain a swamp? You reveal the monsters that were hiding there all along. True. That laugh made my cat look. That's funny. What else? There's, Oh, no. Oh, no. That's Kaido. Oh, there's a Dr. What's his face? I hated that one. And then, of course, from Best Boy, Caesar Clown. Shit, oh, no. I can't go high enough. Hold on. Shit, oh, no. Shit, oh, no. That was pretty good. This is fun. This is fun when I have chat engaging, so thank you guys. Otherwise, I'd just be rambling to myself, which I can also do. I can do that. I've gotten very good at talking to myself as a result of being a streamer. And one more here. One more. My camera for this also just isn't that good. I would need another camera like I got for my face. Which, by the way, I think I fixed the problem. It was my my refresh rate. I had to match up my... It was a very simple fix. I just had to fix my refresh rate. So I think my camera's working in good order now. Which is nice. Alright, we'll call it quits right there. Luffy's laugh is pretty normal. Yeah, it is. Now that Boo's called Tucker Carlson's fake laugh the male Oju-sama laugh. The male Oju-sama? Who's that? So we'll just leave our stitch marker. I like to leave my stitch marker where the last loop was, that way we don't lose our spot. And then I finished row 29. More rows to finish on that. So when you do, so you can see it starting to fold this way. With amigurumi, you'll want to like fold it inside out, quote unquote, because this is actually the proper way that it's supposed to look. And you can see we're starting to build up the head there. So we just start from the bottom, and now we're here. Bum, 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 bada, bada. Let me show you guys my first attempt real quick. What it turned into. So my first attempt was very imperfect, and so I started over, but I did not waste. Waste not, want not. So there's my first attempt. That's what it turned into. One of the legs is bigger than the other, and then I also just like I was fine with that, but once I started going around like this, upwards, I just lost track of like how many stitches I was supposed to have, and so I just started over. But yeah. Now I got a little Amoga stall. It's a girly laugh in anime? Oh, gotcha. It is kind of like that, isn't it? That's disgusting. Among Us characters are great. They are. Alright, so here's what's going to happen next. I am going to go to the bathroom real quick. You guys are going to enjoy the music while I'm there. And then we're going to get into the next react. Sound good? Good. Alright, be right back.
Sans, you haven't been working on your puzzles.
My fiance Katie defaults to Game Grumps' playthrough of Undertale whenever she's trying to sleep and can't sleep. That is like always her default. Like every time I go into our room and she's on the TV, that's what she's watching. A little bit of the tism. All right, what do we got here? Let's go to the next one.
So.
All right. So it is Pride Month, and that means that the gays are rejoicing. They're jumping for joy in a very gay way because it's their time to be celebrated. As they should be, because gays have not had it. The gays have not had it very good in this country, at least up until recently. But even now, it's not that great. But at least they can get married, I guess. So that's cool. But we have a month for the gays called Pride Month, right? It's in June. And people like Melonie Mac have decided to say no to Pride Month. Now, I'm not a big fan of Melonie Mac, but I'm going to hear her out here and see why she is saying no to Pride Month. What could possibly be wrong with Pride Month? Let's find out.
So I've tried recording this like 2 or 3 times and the power has continued to go out because of the Texas storms, and I'm not going to let that stop me. I am going to upload this video anyway. So
which, by the way, she dresses like what conservatives would say is degenerate, just so you know. Besides the cross. Like, that's the only thing that conservatives would say is acceptable in her garb. Otherwise, she very much rocks kind of like the liberal SJW look. So she stole that from us. But go on.
Pride Month is among us, and once again,
Among Us! They even
will
capitalized it. Look. The auto caption capitalized it. That's funny.
be saying
Amogus.
no. I will not be celebrating
I gotta keep my Amogus crochet doll next to me.
this degeneracy and this evil from
Here we go.
Satan. Call
God's
me
stolen
crazy.
valor, indeed.
I don't care. That's exactly what it is. And everyone
Then stay away
is
from
just
it.
like, oh, well, why don't
I'll be real. Pride Month, like the 1st of June is Pride Day. And then the rest of the month is like you see some stuff here and there. And that's it. That's literally it. Like you see some Pride sections at the store. And you can just like go around those. You know, it's not like you see like gayness happening there. It's just rainbows and trans flags and that's it. Like that's it. That's literally it. And you can't handle it. For why? Like, did Target even do anything this year? I have heard that Target did not even do anything this year. At least in some states, like Texas. It's ridiculous. It's like, get over it.
you just mind your own business? But look what happened when we tried minding our own business. They infiltrated everything.
How? Like, what do you mean infiltrated, by the way? Like, gay people exist. Get over it.
I made a tweet about this the other day, which I can highlight on the...
Celebrate us, represent us in every form of media. I mean, yes, I would like very much to have, like, I'm sure gay people would like very much to have themselves represented in every form of media, which would be like books, TV, movies, you know, like video games. Like, yeah. Because cis straight people are represented in every form. Why not gay and trans people? Let us infiltrate classrooms and recruit your children. What do you mean infiltrate classrooms? There are already gays in your classroom. Guess what? They're some of the kids. Some of those kids are gay and trans. Okay? So they're not infiltrating, you disgusting piece of shit. They're already there. Let us buy babies. Is this referring to like gay people adopting? Is that what they're referring to? Because adoption it's a process that costs money, which it shouldn't, but it does, you know? And so like, if you have a problem with adoption being a process that costs copious amounts of money, I'm fairly sure it does, then, you know, that's a problem in itself, but that's not gay. Like, this is a problem that you have with gay people adopting, because otherwise this is completely out of place here. Or it could be referring to surrogacy, right? Like being a surrogate. Like paying a surrogate to do the labor of carrying a baby to term and going into labor. Like, that person deserves money for that work. And frankly, I think that parents in general deserve money for that work, just so you know. Okay? I think that during all 9 months of pregnancy, you should be on a government plan for you know, going through the process of giving birth and adding to the population, adding to the workforce, adding to the economy, bringing a person into our society, a brand new person. I think that deserves payment. Let us mutilate people. Nobody wants that, but, you know, I know what they mean by mutilate, right? I know what they mean. We all know what they mean. That just means let people get surgeries that they want, you know, that it's their right to have. Let us hijack female spaces. This is a hot take, but like, I just don't think that like female spaces is like a thing. I don't think it's a thing. Like, unless you like have, you know, I don't know. Like, well, if I go into a woman's restroom, I should be allowed to do that without like getting arrested. I feel like. Because there's a number of reasons that I might go into a women's restroom, okay? It might be the only one that's working. It might be that it's the only one with a changing room and my baby needs his diaper changed. Like, there's a number of reasons, okay? So I don't feel like that's a good precedent to set. At least for most public spaces. America says no. Gay and trans, wow, why don't you just leave us alone? We're just trying to mind our own business. Well, yes, like yeah. We are trying to mind our own business, yes.
Screen here, but I made a tweet about this where this alphabet mafia has said, wait, you have to celebrate us. You have to accept us.
These people do indeed need to chill.
You have to affirm us. You have to let us infiltrate.
You do have to accept us, okay? Because we accept your ass, even with your dog shit opinions. You're still allowed to exist in society. And I believe you have the right to exist in society, even with your dog shit sloppy opinions, okay?
Your schools and recruit your children. You have to let us infiltrate female spaces. You have to let us buy babies. This, that, and the other. The goalposts keep shifting. It's not so much of, okay, do whatever you want.
When has the goalpost ever shifted? I'd like to know. I'd like to know very much when the goalpost has shifted.
You don't need my approval. It has become this, wait a minute, you have...
Also, My Hero Academia in the background spotted horrific taste. Horrendous taste.
To celebrate everything about us and our kink, because that's what it is. It's kink. It is not natural. It is not of God's...
It's not kink. Kink is separate from sexuality, which she knows probably. And something not being natural is not an argument. Like, your clothes are not natural. The cross that you're wearing is not natural. So I suggest you grab that, rip it off, and throw it in the trash. The trash is also not natural, just on that note. In fact, the house that you live in and the bisexually colored lights, mind you, that happen to be behind you are not natural. You should just go live in a cave. Okay? Go live in a cave and shit in a hole and drink the shit water that you also shit in. Okay? Because that's what's natural. Okay? Forget medication. Forget society, forget electricity, forget all that stuff. Just get off the internet. Everything that you're doing is not natural, quote unquote.
God's creation, and it's not, it doesn't further humanity or society. So it is key.
Everything that I do does not have to further humanity, okay? That's stupid. And also, while we're on that point, religion as a concept does not further humanity, okay? If anything, it drags it down, especially Christianity. It's easy to get angry when you misrepresent every single thing we're fighting for. I'm talking about her. Yeah, of course. Like, they misrepresent it because they know they have no arguments against it.
Kink. That's exactly what it is. And we're supposed to celebrate it. And if we don't, and if we speak out against it, we risk our livelihoods.
Okay, well, hold on. Celebrate it and speak out against it are two very different things. Like you can, or sorry, not celebrating it. You can not celebrate it. Okay, I don't celebrate being gay every fucking day, which I'm not gay, I'm bisexual. But, like, I don't celebrate that every day. Okay, I barely ever celebrate it, in fact. I just don't care that much. It doesn't impact my life that much. Okay, but people they have the God-given right to celebrate it, okay? And not celebrating it is your right. But speaking out against it, frankly, is also your right. But don't be surprised when when you get backlash for that. Because you will, and you rightfully should.
We risk losing our jobs, and so many people have lost their jobs. And I am...
If you're being an uncomfortable presence at your job, it is their right to fire you. I think that's fine.
Sick and tired of this. I have been sick and tired of this. So this Pride Month, don't let people...
Which, by the way, let's talk about your job, you fucking streamer girl, you e-girl, okay? Let's talk about your job for a second. Your job's not at risk because you hate gay people. And if anything, it makes your job better. Judging by what you do, okay? You're just a homophobic e-girl. Shut up. You don't work.
You into having to affirm it and accept it and be told you're a bigot if you don't. Because that's the thing.
It's not even edited.
They shouldn't have to force us to accept their activities, okay?
Nobody's forcing you. Nobody's forcing you. Just like Stop being weird about it. You see two dudes kissing in public, leave them alone. You don't like it, keep that shit to yourself.
What they do with their beeholes. We have to...
No, nobody wants you asking about what they do with their beeholes. Nobody does that. Nobody. Okay, you just inserted that because the only thing you can think about when you think about gay people is what they do with their beeholes. That's a you problem. Get therapy.
Accept it and celebrate it? Seriously? Have we really gotten to that point?
Of course she's
and that's
paid
because
off.
they have created an identity out of it. But it is not an identity. What you do in the bedroom, what you watch, what you partake in, that is not an identity.
I'm glad we all agree then that the straights should stop making that their entire identity. Because if you want to be real, the straights do that shit all the fucking time. Think about it. Think about like baby showers, you know. They have to like celebrate whether it's a boy or girl to the point that they like burn down fucking entire forests over it. They talk about like, you know, it's in all media everywhere, you know, like the heterosexual relationship. It's in music, it's in movies, it's in video games, it's in books, it's in TV series, it's in everything that you consume. Magazines is heterosexual oriented. It's for the straights. So I'm glad we agree that you should not make it your entire fucking identity. Now we can take it out of all of our media. Good.
And the argument against that is always,
no more straights in
I
media.
was born this way. Oh, but for as long as I can remember, I've always been attracted to the same sex and this, that, and the other. And it doesn't make it natural. We are...
That's the definition of it being natural. It didn't come from anything. It just kind of happened. That's the definition of something that is natural. That's the definition of... Is that not? It just kind of happens. When something just kind of happens, that's what makes it natural. Once a human influences it, that's when we consider it unnatural, unless you consider humans to be natural, which gets into a whole, you know, conversation. But for all intents and purposes, there's natural and there's man-made. And if something just kind of happens, it's natural. Cancer is natural. Doesn't make it good, it just makes it natural. Okay? It just kind of happens. Being gay just kind of happens. Therefore, it's natural.
Are born into sin. This is a very common thing in the Bible.
God is not for
we
the
all know.
straights.
Guess what? We all have a natural urge.
We all know it. I love this line. We all know it. Everybody knows it, right? That's why they have to say it all the time. Everybody knows it. It's their catchphrase. Listen for it. From now on, listen for it. They all say everybody knows it. We all know it. We all know it. We all know it. We all know it. We all know. Well, if everybody knows it, stop saying that we all know it. Shut up.
To want to eat a bunch of junk food every single day. Well, why does most of our natural urges prefer junk food over health food?
Isn't this contradictory to your point? Like, if that's the case and you want things to be natural all the time, then you should just stuff junk food down your throat. What are you talking about?
Are we going to make that our whole identity? Wait, I identify as...
Hold on. Maybe I missed something. Let me go back.
In the
We're
Bible
born
that
into sin. This is a very common thing in the Bible.
No, guess what? We all have a natural urge to want to eat a bunch of junk food every single day. Well, why does most of our natural urges prefer junk food over health food?
This is a point against you, not for you.
Are we going to make that our whole identity? Wait, I identify as
what?
A ice cream. The ice creamer. I'm an ice cream.
What? I swear I missed something.
Creamer. And if you don't affirm me and you don't accept me on the fact that I'm going to eat nothing but ice cream and get as big as a house, then you're a bigot.
I've never heard of this concept. She's very annoying.
Just because you can do something doesn't make it good. Doesn't make it...
But what makes homosexuality bad? That's what you can't answer. And then people will say like AIDS. Okay, straight people get AIDS too. So do people who get blood transfusions. You know, nobody gave a shit about AIDS until some straight person got a blood transfusion and got diagnosed with it. That's what made them cure AIDS, when the straights got it. Okay? Because they thought that AIDS was some kind of natural punishment for the gays. Well, guess what? Because you didn't do anything about it, straight people died. Good fucking job. You played yourself. That's what you get for being a disgusting, perverted bigot.
Healthy, or just because
And I
you
do
have
mean
the
perverted.
desire for something doesn't make it your entire identity. Because it's not that.
You're right. It's not. But it becomes people's, like, a bigger part of people's identity because of people like you. You did this. You played yourself. Dumbass. You're the reason it has to be a bigger part of people's identity. You. Not them.
All of these labels, oh, you know, I'm gay, I'm bi, I'm pan, I'm this, I'm that. No, you're not. You're a
Yeah, you are.
human
Wait. What do you mean you're not? You're a human being? Okay, you're a human being who's gay or bi or pan. I'm bi. It's fine. By the way, you're bi-coded. I just want you to know that. Like, she's very bisexual coded.
and you are partaking in the unnatural activities and you are putting your whole
fat shaming,
identity in that, and people are groomed into it. And
You want to know something? Just a tangential story. Because you brought it up, Queen Laura, my aunt is a bigger woman, right? And she went to the doctor, and she goes to doctors all the time because of issues with like her legs, and every doctor and their grandmas would tell her that it's diabetes, that she's too fat, that she needs to lose weight, et cetera, et cetera. But her blood sugar always came back perfect, and so they were baffled, right? They're like, oh well, it's probably just because you're big, you need to lose weight. Well, it turns out she had a fucking nerve bundle in her rectum or something. That like they finally had to do they're doing like therapy on it now because of surgery that she'd had in the past on that part. And so there's a big nerve bundle there that causes her severe pain, And then she turns around and she's like, because my aunt is the way she is, she turns around and she's like, so you talk about black people don't have this and gay and trans people don't have that. Well, I'm fat. And I went to the doctor and they're discriminating against me. Well, what does that say? And I'm like, oh my God. I was baffled. I'm like, but that's like, I love her, man. I love her so much. But then she's just like so stupid. I'm like, but you're on the same side. Man. Like, come on, be better than this. And also there are fat support groups, which she'll never know of because she's conservative.
whether you were groomed into it from society, from being abused, or
groomed into Christianity, because that's usually what people are groomed into. The number of gay people that I have met who grew up Christian and were abused by their Christian parents far outweighs the number of gay and trans people I've met who grew up in a gay or trans family. Far, far outweighs it. In fact, I don't even know if I know anybody who was raised by gay or trans people and turned out to be gay or trans themselves. I think I know like one person who's trans and has a trans kid, and that's it. And the rest of them all grew up in Christian families who abused the shit out of them.
from peers,
Because there's
from
no hate like
school,
Christian love, baby.
or even from Satan himself. And you'll
Satan
see
himself,
that
no.
Look at in Genesis. Look at the very first sin when Eve ate of the apple.
Satan's
How
coming
did
for you. He's
Satan
going to gay you.
convince
He's
her
going to trans
do
you.
that? He made her feel like it would be her benefit. You will be like God. Oh, this will be good for you.
Okay, so we're operating on Harry Potter levels now. Did you know actually that Snape is the one who made Dumbledore gay, or a Death Eater, right? A Death Eater is the one who made Dumbledore gay. You might as well just be saying that because I don't give a shit about your fairy tales.
And some people like to think that, oh wait, Satan just.
Oh no,
I'm not
Melonie Mack has never claimed to be an atheist, at least to my knowledge.
following Satan if I'm doing what I want.
No.
Yes, you are. Satan wants you to follow yourself and to follow your own urges.
Cool, hell Satan.
He wants you to go against God's word.
Satan
God's
sounds pretty cool.
design. And so whenever you're doing,
Okay, well, God sounds like a piece of shit. So yeah, hail Satan.
what thou wilt, which is satanic. Whenever you're just, I'm just doing my own thing. I'm just living how I want to live. I'm living for me.
Okay.
You are following Satan.
I'm going to be so for real with you guys. Every time that I think hail Satan, for some reason, I cannot explain why. My brain has associated that phrase with Hail Hitler. Well, I guess it's because of the hail part. And so I can only think of people saying Hail Satan while they do the Hail Hitler sign. And I really need somebody to give me a different sign to do when I say Hail Satan so that I do not associate Hail Satan and then immediately like think about like throwing my hand up like I'm fucking like I'm a Nazi. Like, is there an alternate sign for that? You do the horns? What, like Hail Satan? Or like Hail, what is it? Hail, like that? Hail Satan? Heavy metal? Yeah, Hail Satan. There you go. That's much better. Thank you. Hail Satan. You have to stress the Satan? Yeah. Hail Satan. There we go.
And that is exactly what's going on with this whole entire Pride movement and everything affiliated with that. We've seen it.
That sign is ASL for I love you. Is it? I didn't know that actually. I have a little bit of ASL and I didn't know that. I thought this was I love you. Or like, there's several signs.
Spiral out of control. It's not people just minding their own business and doing whatever behind closed doors. It is, and although I don't approve of that, I think that's...
What have you personally, Melonie Max, seen that you don't like? When you're out and about in public, what have you seen that you don't like? I'd like to know. Because maybe I'll agree with you. Maybe you've seen two dudes having butt sex in public. Maybe you've seen that. It's possible. And you know what? I would disavow that. I would say, you know what? They shouldn't be doing that. They should take that behind closed doors. But if you see two dudes kissing, two dudes holding hands, or two women, whatever, or whoever it is, you know, I don't care. I don't give a shit because we have no problem with straight people doing that. I don't have a problem with people kissing in public or hugging or holding hands in public. But you apparently do because you have double standards for straight and gay people. And that's the problem. That's the crux of the problem is your double standard between straight people and gay people because you've never said to a straight person, keep it behind closed doors. I don't want to see your straightness. I don't care about how you fuck vaginas. Keep it behind closed doors. You've never done that. Never. So shut up.
Degeneracy, but regardless, I'm not stopping anybody from doing what they want to do in that regard, but I will speak out on it, and I will say it's wrong. I will say it's sin because that's what the Bible says.
Then fuck your Bible. Then fuck it. Then burn it. It's garbage. Patooey, I say. No. Your God sucks. What else do you want from me? Your God is awful.
And I will say that I don't accept that, but hey, not everybody needs my approval, and they're going to do what they want to do. God gave...
Okay, you don't have my approval. How about that? Have you ever thought about whether or not the gays approve of you? Of course you haven't, because you don't care, okay, about like the well-being or the opinions of gay people. You want them dead, so shut up.
Us free will, but we don't have to tolerate it in society at large. And we most certainly don't have to celebrate it. And we should
you literally
not be
do.
Celebrating it. And
this is why, by the way, you would get fired. Because if you're working with gay people, they would very rightfully not feel safe around you. Because you've literally just said here, we shouldn't have to tolerate it in broader society. Shut the fuck up. You don't deserve a job.
I want
certainly
to
don't deserve this
say
job.
This in a way that people don't just think I'm coming on here and I'm just, oh, you're just hating, and you're just condemning people, because that's not the case. You
that is
can
true.
Turn from it.
It's not just tattoos defend us trans. It's many would say the choker would entail a sin, or showing her hair, or wearing skimpy outfits, or wearing different threads even, you know?
You can turn to Jesus. It's like, oh, well, this is just my desires. I've always been born with these desires. I don't know. You can. Just like any of us can turn from being liars.
Yeah, I think I mentioned
makeup. Or any of us
makeup.
can turn from adultery. Or any of us can turn from promiscuity.
Adultery and lying and promiscuity are all choices that you make on a day-to-day basis. Okay, being gay is not a choice. It's just, it'd be like saying it's a choice to have a food preference, to like pizza over hamburgers, right? It's like saying that's a choice. Like you can choose the hamburger, right? But if you're in the mood for pizza, you're going to be a little bit upset about that, right? Now, obviously, that's not nearly on the same comparable level. Like, if there were a big societal issue with that, then maybe. But, like, what I mean is the choice is choosing to date somebody who is, like, of the same sex. Obviously, that's a choice. But there's no choice in preferring that. Okay? That's just a preference that you have. Okay? So you can't stop being gay on that level, the way that you can stop being an adulterer or stop lying. Okay?
You can
Who's this Bible level? This is Melonie Mac.
turn from homosexuality, transsexuality, all of that. Don't make sin your
Let's
identity.
go. Torture people. Let's go. Torture.
You don't have to live that
Torture
way.
them into submission.
You can find Jesus.
The religion of peace and love, by the way, Christianity. Torture them until they bow to us. Torture them until they bend the knee, and finally they are no longer gay. Torture them. Torture them out of it.
Turn to Jesus and get away from that. He will help you. Read your
Why?
Bible
Why would I?
every single day.
Give me a reason.
And you won't even want to sin. So no matter how difficult it may seem, just like it's difficult for a fat person to stop eating donuts, they can do it.
God, I hate this so much. There's so many moving parts to a fat person, okay? Or to why somebody might be fat, I mean. Like, you don't know people's fucking lives, and people have the right to be fat if they damn well want to. If you don't want people to be fat, how about you incentivize them in ways that make it so that they aren't as likely, okay? Or fund things like thyroid research so that we can work on issues that contribute to people being obese. You know, this isn't about, like, this. It's always personal responsibility with these people. Well, how about your personal responsibility to not be a piece of shit? You ever thought about that? Like, really?
Make no mistake, in the Bible.
And it's not, and by the way, when it comes to being gay and trans, it's not even just a matter of personal responsibility. It's a matter of personal responsibility to be the way that I want you to be. All right? And even when it comes to being fat, by the way, some people don't mind being fat or even like being fat. And that's their right to do that. They're not hurting anybody when they do that. You can be fat if you want. Okay? And sometimes you just are fat even if you don't want it. All right? So it's just like she's running the gamut, obviously, as they always do, of like, I hate everybody. Everybody sucks but me and my people. Fuck you and I want you dead.
The Bible says this, that whenever you commit sexual sin, you are sinning against your own body. So if people want to say, oh, it's not hurting anybody, it is. You're hurting yourself.
Yeah, we pointed out the
you're hurting
tattoos.
anybody else that you're participating with. And
Wait, what? Hold on.
yourself, and you're hurting anybody else that you're participating with.
Even if you are hurting yourself, that's still your right to do that. And you're not hurting somebody that you're participating with if they consent to it. If anything, you could argue they're hurting themselves by consenting to it. But as long as they're consenting to it, the best argument you can make is that both of those parties are hurting themselves. Which in that case, fuck it, I don't care. I don't care. Like, you have the right to hurt yourself.
And
I don't advocate for self-harm. Obviously, there's a mental health problem with self-harm, but two people having sex together consensually is not self-harm. It's just not. That's very silly.
people don't like to hear this, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter if...
Oh, it just is, you know? I don't need a reason. I don't need a reason.
I'm not coming on here to hate on everybody who's ever done this, that, or the other, or, oh, let's pick this sin and let's pick that sin. You can change it. You don't have to.
You can also change it, Melonie Mac. You don't have to be a bigot, but you choose to every time you hop on this fucking screen. Every time, okay? But instead you force other people to change things that they literally cannot change about themselves. Shut up.
To be living like this. This doesn't mean...
Like
and
what?
whenever you make it your whole identity, and if people are making their homosexual activity, for example, their entire identity... then they feel personally attacked by me saying, hey, wait a minute, the Bible says that's a sin, and that will lead you straight to hell.
You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of Christians making that their entire identity. If you love your God so much, go meet him. Go meet him. Go. He's waiting for you. Go meet him. Go. Leave the rest of us alone. Go meet your God.
Then they feel personally attacked and like, oh, but that's my identity. That's who I am. I can't help it. But it's not true. We have hope in Jesus. Every single one of us have hope in Jesus, no matter what sin is holding you back. No matter what sin you are so engulfed in. We have hope in Jesus. Turn to Jesus. Read your Bible every single day, and you will be amazed. No matter what kind of chokehold a sin has on you, you can overcome it.
I've read parts of the Bible. In fact, I've read most of it because of high school, which was great, by the way. We had a very neutral reading of the Bible in high school. I think it was still right-leaning, but it was very good for what it was in a private school. And I've read it. And there are verses in there, man. Like, the thing that amazed me about the Bible was how fucked up God is. Like, God's the bad guy in there, okay? God is the bad guy. Like, if you are reading from a literary analysis perspective, the Bible, God's the bad guy. And if you don't take that from that, if you come out of that thinking that God is the good guy, then I don't want anything to do with you. You're a weird piece of shit. Suicide is the only sin where you can't confess for forgiveness because you die. I don't know what that has to do with anything. She's that amount of gets it to be at the what? She's that amount of gets it to be at the pit of Dunning-Kruger ignorance. I'm gonna need you to be a little more clear. I still can't prove anything, but I still have my headcanon that Melonie Mac has fantasies of being with another girl. She just does the Jesus shtick to overcompensate for it. It's possible. I don't really like doing that whole thing, though. It's just not worth it. Like, you can be gay and still be a homophobe. Just look at Dave Rubin and his husband, Dave Rubin. The Bible always seemed like God does bad stuff, but he's actually just good, mysterious ways and all that. Yes, exactly, Shano. Exactly. Gotta love when someone tells me I'm something I'm not. Yeah, true. Have you seen the Dunning-Kruger curve? Yeah, but I was having a little trouble reading your thing. You're at the pit of Dunning-Kruger. Okay, I see what you mean. I got you.
And that's what I want to encourage to everybody, no matter whatever sin it is you're struggling with. And not only that, but people also will look into things like, oh, well, wait a minute, what about this sin or what about that sin? Where it's like, yeah, we shouldn't be sinning at all. But this whole every sin is equal is not.
You have tattoos. You have sin.
Either. And the Bible is
an entirely avoidable sin, by the way. I don't have tattoos. Does that mean I'm more worthy of heaven than you? I don't have tattoos. I've also never fucked dudes, okay? I'm attracted to a few, but I've never fucked them. All right. I've been on like one date. Yeah, I was on one date with a dude, man. I do wish that I had taken that a little further, to be honest. I regret not doing it. But I've only ever been on one date with a dude, and we didn't even do anything. We didn't even hold hands or kiss. So like I feel like I'm still pure. I'm purer than your ass. You have tattoos. I don't. I want them, but I don't have them yet.
Abundantly clear that those who participate in homosexual activities, that is an abomination. And will not enter the kingdom of God.
Okay, I don't want to then.
Just like adultery, just like fornication, just like liars. Do not live in these sins.
Give me a good reason to want to enter the kingdom of God. Give me a singular good reason. Okay? Because like I don't have any. Your God sounds like an asshole. Okay? He sucks. Yes, he sucks. Your God sucks, and I don't want to live in his kingdom. I don't have kings. I don't have gods. I have me. All right? I'm my own king and my own goddamn God. So your God can suck it.
So many people want to be like, oh, but you have tattoos. Oh, but you have tattoos.
Tell your God if he wants to meet me, he can do it on his knees with his mouth wide open. That's what you can tell your God. Go ahead.
That's not the same thing.
I don't need your prayers.
It's not. So I'm not going to get here and make a whole entire video about tattoos because that's a whole other discussion. But
oh wait, why? Wait, whoa! Why? Why is that a whole? Hold on now. I'm pretty sure the Bible points out that having a tattoo is a sin, lady. All right, and you know that because you've been told that multiple times. I'm sure. I'm not a genius. I'm not the first person to point out that you have fucking tattoos, and your book, your holy book, says no to that. And yet you think that you have some kind of moral high ground over the gays. Fuck off. Kiss my ass.
Ceremonial law thing that doesn't apply to all of us today, but even hypothetically, let's say that it did. I got my tattoos, they're done. You know, people.
Cut your arms off. Cut them off. That's how you get rid of your tattoos. Oh, you don't love God enough to cut your arms off? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that we loved God here. I thought that you would do anything for God. Well, God doesn't like your tattoos. Cut your arms off.
Oh, remove them. You can't. It's not that easy. You can remove a little bitty tattoo, but to remove a whole sleeve,
Cut your arms
you
off.
can't. This isn't a lifestyle
I thought you
sin.
loved God.
This isn't described as an abomination in the Bible. Jesus is going to
And yeah, lasers do exist, but, you know, I want it to be dramatic.
return with a tattoo on his thigh. So, whatever. That's a whole different discussion.
Whatever.
People wanna nitpick and
I
look at
get to
gotcha.
sin.
Oh, what if you...
I'm special. I get to sin, damn it. I'm allowed. Exactly, Lindsay.
you eat pork, which I don't, but regardless, what if you eat pork? Because the old Levitical law, people don't understand that. But that is not a part of moral law, okay? The Bible is abundantly clear on abominable sins. And
Yes. Abundantly clear, right. It's so crystal clear, in fact, that you ask 100 Christians about their opinions on the sins in the Bible, you get 100 different answers, okay? Like, really, like, you get 100 different explanations for why being gay is wrong. Seriously. And if they're the same, it just boils down to, well, the Bible says it's wrong.
on sins that people actively living in them will not inherit the kingdom of God. So read your Bibles.
Which would be you.
Instead of just trying to go tit for tat, read your Bibles. Turn
I
from
did.
sin.
I did several times. I've pulled up quotes that say, like, you know, in some parts it's literally like 50 Shades of Grey, where they're talking about sex. In some parts they're talking about selling daughters into sex slavery, or like, you know, having 500 concubines that you screw on a daily basis because you can, even though they don't want it. King David. Okay, I've read my Bible. It's been a while, but I've read it.
And yeah, so that's the message that I wanted to share today. That's the message I felt on my heart, and I wanted to share this.
She's just like those counter protesters that show up at pride events telling you to repent. She's just like them, except she's not a man. If she did that, she would be told to go home and chain herself to the kitchen.
With Pride Month right around the corner, I will not be celebrating it, and
Good to
don't
know.
let anyone cribully you into
Nobody wants you
celebrating
there.
it either. And I would encourage anybody who hasn't found Jesus Christ, anybody who isn't living according to the Word of God, please seek Jesus. Read the Bible every single day. Where do I start? You can start at the beginning. Start at Genesis. Even if you just read one chapter a day, it's fellowship with God, and you would be...
Start at the part that says God created man and woman, and then he didn't give them any knowledge of good and evil, plopped a tree right in the middle of their home and said, okay, don't eat from this tree. This tree is the thing that will give you knowledge of good and evil, but don't eat it. You have no concept of good and bad and why you should follow me. But don't eat from this tree because I said so and it's bad. Even though you don't know what bad is, what bad entails. And then they eat it. And then God, yeah, it's a trap. Like God pulls the string on the trap. Ha, I got you. It's a sick, twisted fucking game that God plays from Genesis all the way to the end. It is a sick game. And he plays it, by the way, with his own son. He dicks around with his son, Jesus Christ's life, okay? Whatever you think about Jesus, doesn't matter. Literally tortures and kills him. And then says, okay, you know what, guys, I've had my fun. Now the gates of heaven are open to the rest of you. Now that I have killed and tortured my son, the gates are open to the rest of you, okay? Congratulations. Come on in. It's a sick, twisted game. It's disgusting. And God is laughing at you all throughout. All throughout. He sits there and cackles as you worship him, okay? He has duped you. To the extent that he exists, by the way. So, you know, it's a weird cuckery thing you got going on there. But, you know what? Maybe you should keep that behind closed doors. It's a disgusting, perverted fetish that you have. None of us want to see it, so keep it behind closed doors.
Be amazed with what that will do for your life. Amazed. Even if you're reading something that doesn't apply to you in that specific moment, it's the act of fellowship with God. The Word of God is alive. So
yeah, God knew he'd eat
there
that
you
shit,
have
exactly.
it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Cool. Disgusting. Well, there you have it. That was Melonie Mac on why she's not celebrating Pride. Fuck you, Melonie. If you love your God so much, go meet him. all I have to say about that. This is why I worship unrealistic anime characters, because I know no religion will arise from them. You don't necessarily know that. People get really weird about anime characters. Who even is she? Melonie Mag, 188k subscribers. She's not small. Looking very butch today. Thank you. I love Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate. That's what I was pulling from. I was pulling that energy. He's a tight ass. He's a sadist. Worship that. Never. I'm a humanist. Maybe the last humanist. I love that. Greatest speech on the fucking planet. Yeah, it was pretty bad, Guitar Rocker. Worshipping anime characters as a genuine source of faith is more accurate than Christianity, as they are newer. Honestly, I would worship Luffy. I think Luffy is worthy of worship. I'm being completely legit, by the way. Like, I do think that as a, if he were to be a godly figure, I do think that Luffy would be worthy of worship. What would Luffy do? Yeah. I think all the Straw Hats in their own way would be worthy of worship, to be honest. They all have like their own godly sparks. I worship the Undertaker from Black Butler and Rolk from Destiny 2. Yeah, who's your gods, chat? Any word from White Nervosa? I have not gotten any word from White Nervosa. I appreciate you guys' money. If you would like to support me, there is a direct link you can use in the YouTube description. Right now, the site subscriptions are not working. You can join my YouTube channel, give me a direct donation, or, since we have a lot of people here, it's time to chill again. Go to my Etsy page, etsy.com/shop/GunterGrabs. I'll link it in the chat here. We now have 6 sales. All right. We got Gunter balls and Gunter stickers. Okay. But do not put your stickers on your balls. The balls are quite fuzzy. Go to etsy.com/shop/GunterGrabs to get yours today. Handmade by me, not the stickers. The stickers are from, shit, what's the site called? I forgot the site. But the stickers are made by somebody else. But the balls are made by me. Here, let me grab them real quick. Let me grab my balls. So, yeah, get Gunter's fuzzy balls. So you got your standard edition solid color right here. This is sky blue. Okay? You got your sky blue ball. You can get a trans colored ball as well. Alright? Honestly, like, they're some of my first creations. You can squish them, you can squeeze them, whatever. They're not, like, luxury or nothing, but, you know, it takes me longer than an hour to make, and I'm only charging 15 bucks a pop, so 4 people have it in their cart? Hell yeah, dude. Need? Yes, I will be sending yours, Oasis. There are a couple of people that are getting freebies. You know who you are. A Gunter-themed Sackboy. I should learn how to make Sackboy. That'd be a fun one. I'll pay for a Sackboy. I don't know to what extent I can sell Sackboy. I don't know. I'd probably be fine. Should be Gunter. I've thought about that. Since I'm making Darth Vader here, don't freak out. It looks demented right now, but I promise you it'll look like Darth Vader when it's done. This is really just like a chibi version of Darth Vader as a base, and so I could use this as inspiration to make my own chibis. Those would be hell of expensive though, because these things take a while to make. Like I'm talking $80. Like I would have to measure how long it takes me to make it. I have a present for you, still WIP. What's this? A present for me? For moi? Is this a song? What is this? Oh, sorry. Ooh. That's nice. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Very good. Make the Gunter the penguin. That'd be a good idea. Really? This is awesome. Might have to make this my new intro or outro song. With your permission, of course. I love making songs for people, just like I love crocheting for people. That was awesome. Thank you very much, Jazz Dog. I appreciate you. If there's anything you'd like me to show for you, let me know. That was great. That's so cute. I'm gonna have, like I said, I'm gonna have to make that either my new intro or outro song. Probably outro. Because we have an animation that lines up with the intro song too well. You can show once I have a finished product. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let me know. You can always DM me. I need more people to know about Happy Science. A cult with many anime movies. Interesting. I never heard of this. I vote for outro. It's a little slow for an intro. I still think you need a new one. We just made a new animation and we timed it to the intro music. We just made one. Look. I find her annoying and cringe, but she's allowed to be annoying and cringe. That's her right. And I'll defend her right to the death, okay? It's like my dad always used to tell me. Too. He said, I may not agree with what you have to say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. And I say the same thing about being cringe. I may not agree with your cringe, but I will defend to the death your right to be cringe. That goes for me too. Come on, that's sick. Plus okay, Oasis did most of it. But I did this little light thing. I did that. That was me. I helped. And I helped! That one was all me. I'm just saying. Oh yeah. Stickers. They're on the shop. Go get them. It says before we run out, but I actually have a lot left. I'm not gonna lie. Get your stickers. They're yay big. They're 2 inches by 2 inches. They fit well on water bottles, cars. Would you show my trans-made Pride merch? I don't want to get into the habit of shilling for people like just on a dime. But if you make something for me, then of course I'll show you. I think that's a good line to draw. If it's made for me, then I will show you. You're more than welcome to shill in my Discord though, which you can find in the link of a link to in the YouTube description. Oh, that's up to 1.3K views. Nice. I'm pretty happy. these two videos. I know this one only has 769 nice views. But I'm pretty happy with the fact that like I'm still getting a decent amount of views on videos. I was a little scared that because I stopped uploading for so long that that it would be impacted. But I'm actually, with my streams, with my videos, it's actually going pretty well. You just send Jazz a sticker for that? Yeah, Jazz, if you want something from my shop for free, just let me know. DM me, we'll figure it out. I have yet to play Undertale, but I know I really want to try it someday. I'm buying a sticker. I can send it to you for free. DM me which one you want. Before I forget, I've been getting Republicoid ads on your vids. Oh, cool. There's really not anything I can do about that. I don't think, at least. But you know what? Go figure. Too late, already ordered. Okay, well, if you want another one, let me know. Actually, fuck you. I'll send it anyway. You're getting extra gifts whether you like it or not. Because that was sick. How'd it go again? Alec Gunter, you're the one. You make bat time so much fun. I think that's how it went. My brain, okay, I gotta tell you guys, my brain has been so poisoned lately by Sesame Street songs. It's insane, actually, because that's like what my client listens to, or watches, I should say, at my job. He really likes Sesame Street. And so, like, the songs from that show are stuck in my head all the time. One song I'm surprised, though. Hold on. Elmo, make a new friend. Song. Where is it? Is this it?
Hello?
Join Elmo.
No, I'm looking for a specific song. It's like, come on down, gonna make a new friend. Gonna make a new friend today. Elmo makes friend for Rocco. Here we go.
Hello, me Cookie Monster.
Hold on, I can't play full episodes. I'd get in trouble. Yes, here it is.
Come on now, we're gonna make a new friend. Gonna make a new friend today. Come on now, gonna make a new friend so Rocco can go out and play. Gonna stick on a
I feel like that'd be a good song to crochet to. As I make stuffed animals. Come on now, gonna make a new friend. Gonna make a new friend today. That is literally what he's doing.
Gonna put a nose right there. Add some eyes and some eyebrows. And a bit of cottony hair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on now.
Okay, I'm gonna get demonetized for sure now. Actually, let's check. Okay, still monetized. Cool. Gotta go now. Jazz Dog, thanks so much for the song. I will send an extra sticker with the one you ordered. Whether you like it or not. Gotta make an Alec Gunther, Matt Walsh diss track. Yes. Yes. Very good. There's like 9 dimensions of gods and such. Oh, you're talking about that one show. Their movies are on YouTube. The Sesame Street movies, it doesn't matter. It's still copyright. But yeah, I have all their songs stuck in my head now. It's actually unhealthy. All right, I'm going to go pee again real quick. And then I want to react to a Matt Walsh video. And then maybe I'll crochet for a bit. Maybe we'll just chill out with some crochet. and some music. Crochet and chill. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, I was going to do a Matt Walsh video, but I forgot that my what is it? Content suggestions channel exists, and I found an interesting one. And I think we should watch this one instead.
What's happening, Polite Society? Hello, everyone.
Want to die? Try my diddly damnedest to subscribe. Okay, Straw Hat Monty. I think it's broken right now. I'm going to get it figured out with White Nervosa, and you give me all the money you want after I get it figured out. Thank you very much. If there's any like perks that you need, you can get them through other channels for much cheaper. It costs $5 to subscribe on the site, but it's only $1 on YouTube. I believe it's only $1 on Patreon as well. So if you're looking for early access videos, Just be patient. White Nervosa has still not fixed it. I gotta get it fixed. And I will. It's very important to me to get that fixed because that's how I get you guys' money. So I want to get it fixed as bad as you do. I promise I will do it. Let me talk to White Nervosa about it. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it's PayPal. It's PayPal. All right.
Society. I hope you had a good week.
Make sure it's loud enough.
What's happening, polite?
Okay, I think that's good. Give me 1 second. Okay. So, feminism is pretty cool. I think that women's rights are pretty cool. I think that women having the ability to vote and not be chained to their kitchen by their husbands is pretty cool. But not everybody believes that. So, I'd like to take a look at somebody who is probably along those lines, although, to be fair, I haven't watched his content yet, so let's give him a chance. But if I had to guess, that's where he's going to be going with it. This guy's named Polite Leader. 116,000 subscribers. I've never seen him, though. This is my first time seeing him. This is a video suggestion from Roman Omen in the Discord. And if you would like to suggest videos of your own for me to watch in the Discord, you can go to my Discord and put them in the content suggestions channel. And then I might watch them. I might. Not for sure. But this one caught my interest, so we are going to go ahead and take a look at it. It's called the Luciferian Religion of the Women's Movement. Honestly, as somebody who is cool with like Satanists and whatnot, the Satanic Temple, whatever, I think that Luciferian is good, actually, and things that are Christian are actually, they tend to be bad. So I think that's pretty base, but let's see what Polite Leader has to say.
What's happening, Polite Society? I hope you had a good week. If you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel.
Hi, this is me. He's talking about me.
For those of you who are new, on Saturdays, we have been looking at the women's movement.
Oh.
So let's continue with that subject matter. Last week, we looked at Victoria Woodhull, the working girl who ran for president and who was dubbed Mrs. Satan. I mentioned that Victoria was part of the spiritualist group of the 19th century. Spiritists like modern-day witches, neo-pagans, and Wiccans are part of the
sounds
occult,
based as hell.
one of Carrie Gress's 3 main pillars of egalitarianism.
Can you say Wiccan? Is that a thing you can say? Because that feels like a slur. Like I get slur vibes from that. It's like you can kind of feel it burning your tongue on the way out of your mouth. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know if that's something I'm allowed to say.
The other two being smash the patriarchy and free love. Spiritualism also.
So wait, 1 sec. Part of the occult.
One of Carrie Gress's 3 main pillars of egalitarianism. The other two being smash the patriarchy and free love. Spiritual.
I think that's based as shit, man. Smash the patriarchy and free love. Yeah, I agree.
Also
You're really selling it to me.
Spiritism gained popularity in the 1800s and early 1900s for a few.
Wicca is a religion. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you. Appreciate you. Queen Laura is especially versed in this stuff, from what I've seen.
Reasons. First, there was a high mortality rate in the 19th century as a result of disease. Second, 2 of the biggest waves of spiritist growth occurred after the war between the states and after the First World War. Many people had lost loved ones and were longing to communicate with them. Mediums, with their claim to be able to contact the dead, made spiritualism an appealing choice to many. Spiritism was slightly different in the United States versus the United Kingdom. In England, the religion was popular among the aristocracy, but there was a good deal of pushback, with many thinking it was ridiculous and crazy. In the U.S., spiritualism was popular among the working class. Additionally, it consisted of predominantly young girls and was connected with the suffragists. Let's look at its origins. In 1848, Maggie and Katie Fox claimed that strange sounds were coming from inside their New York home. They said that these rappings were caused by ghosts. Their mother informed neighbors, and soon news spread quickly, and the modern spiritualist movement was born. Maggie Fox later admitted that she had a disjointed toe, and this toe was what enabled her to make the rapping noises. She later recanted this and then took to the bottle. Spiritism is the belief that spirit...
Okay, so far we're just talking about spiritism and like why, why people indulged in it, I guess. There's nothing to disagree with so far. It's just a recounting of like this movement. If this is all to be believed, which I'm going to take him at face value. I don't know anything about it, so I'm just going to take him at face value here.
Spirits are able to communicate with the living through the agency of a medium, and thus the medium plays a very significant role in the religion. The most common meeting places that people used to attempt to make contact with the other side were seances. Seances can be conducted through different practices. Automatic writing is when spirits write messages. Early on, this was often done with a planchette. Mediums would place a pencil on it, and the spirits would use the medium's hands to pen messages. Later, the planchette was used for Ouija boards. Most of us are familiar with these.
We're just getting a very drawn-out, recounting. I'm tempted to skip forward, honestly.
A typical board has the alphabet, the numbers 0 through 9.
I want to get to the juice.
Along with yes, no, and goodbye icons. Here, the spirit moves the medium's hands with the planchette in order to answer questions from the people in attendance. Mediums have also been known to go into trances. This is perhaps the most popular form of spirit communication. The psychic is supposed to become a different person when the immaterial spirit of that deceased individual takes temporary control over the medium's body. There are other ways that spirits are said to communicate as well: spirit tables, musical instruments, etc. Perhaps the most striking aspect about the spiritualist movement is the fact that there are spiritualist churches. 7 principles have been set forth, and they are the following. 1,
get to the point here. How does this relate to the women's movement? We're already past a third of the way through the video, and all you've done is explain the spiritist movement. Come on. This is boring.
2, the brotherhood of man. 3, continuous existence. 4, communion of spirits and ministry of angels. 5,
what is this?
Personal responsibility. 6, compensation of Rudolph. The first 2 after, for good and evil done on earth. And 7, a path of endless progression. The first 2 principles, the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man, can also be found in the thinking of Rudolf Bultmann, a late 19th century neo-Orthodox scholar. Neo-Orthodoxy was the religious version of existentialism, an anti-Christian philosophy which, like Spiritism...
Literally, the thought crossed my mind, and I thought about not saying it, but I'm going to say it. We should have just watched Matt Walsh. This is so boring. We should have just watched Matt Walsh, and I don't say that lightly.
Was also closely tied to egalitarianism, and we will look at it in future videos. Spiritualism had many supporters in the suffragist movement, including leaders such as Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Like many occult religions, Spiritism was popular with some big names.
So basically, he's just going to get mad that a lot of women took on a religion that he doesn't like. Because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's a religion that he does not like. It's Spiritism. If that's your thing, whatever. But it's not mine. But it's just a religion. It is a religion. It's one that you don't like. And you call it Satanism or Luciferian or whatever because you don't like it. Because it's not Christianity. And anything that's not Christianity is Luciferian.
To include individuals as well.
Christianity, the pure religion where you drink the blood of your God, right? The blood gobblers.
Known as Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Harriet Beecher Stowe, and Horace Greeley.
And circumcise your kids.
Doyle is the author of Sherlock Holmes. Stowe wrote the famous Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Get on with the
Greeley
point,
was a famous
man.
newspaper editor and publisher. So what are we to make of Spiritism?
Okay, here we go.
Well, in my opinion, there are 3 primary critical positions.
Okay.
The first is that of Harry Houdini. Houdini was a famous illusionist.
No, come on. I thought we were going to get into the suffragist movement here. I'm skipping ahead. I don't care about Houdini.
In fact, prove she was a fraud. Here you can see Mina in the middle with Houdini on the right. In this seance, the spirit was supposed to ring a bell.
Of course she was a fucking fraud. It's a religion. Everything is fraudulent in religion. Okay? I'm sorry. It just is. It's religion. Okay? It's all bells and whistles and magic shit that doesn't exist. It's religion. That's what religion is.
Once for yes, 3 for no, and 2 for doubtful.
Rituals.
Houdini realized that Mina had a box under her chair, and that she would tap it to answer questions. This picture is showcasing this trickery. Certainly a good deal of spiritualism consists of fraud. But from a Christian standpoint...
Unlike Christianity, which, famously, you pray to God for something, and then he either will or won't give it to you. And if he does give it to you, well, that's God answering your prayer. And then if he doesn't give it to you, well, that's God working in mysterious ways. Good job, God. Good job, Yahweh. You did it. You really did it, Jesus.
It seems unlikely that since God in both Exodus 22:18 and Leviticus 20:27 stated that the punishment for a medium was to be capital.
Leviticus 20:27, New American Standard Bible, 1995. Now a man or a woman who is a medium or a spiritist shall surely be put to death. They shall be stoned with stones. I feel like that's pedantic. Pedantic? No. What's the word? Repetitive, redundant. Their blood guiltiness is upon them.
That all spiritist activity can be attributed to treachery.
He's not saying this. He's just saying the Bible is saying this. He doesn't think this, right? Right?
Be that while 19th century spiritualism was fraudulent, at least.
Which, by the way, spiritists, not a single time in this video, and granted I skipped the Harry Houdini part, but I'm fairly certain that Houdini's part of this. None of them said that you should stone people to death. None of them said that. So already I like Spiritism better than Christianity because at least they're not stoning people to death for believing things that are different than them.
At least some of the Spiritism practiced by the ancients was authentic and therefore demonic and dangerous.
What?
My own view is that
so what makes it authentic? That they actually were summoning demons? Because if that's the case, that sounds contradictory to the idea of like a one true God. It sounds like they're summoning like dark gods, right? Like entities from that really shouldn't exist in your worldview.
19th and 20th century spiritism was
what made it legit back then,
as Houdini proved on several occasions, as well as sometimes genuine, and that actual communication did take place between humans and dark angels.
I'd like to know when it was like proven genuine.
Who were masquerading as departed spirits. The late great Dr. Walter Martin pointed out that spiritism is a cult that has been around since ancient times, and has from its inception been in opposition to the true religion revealed by God.
Unlike Christianity, which is a cult that has not been around since ancient times.
In both the Old and New Testaments. In spiritualist sources, we can find rejections of the sufficiency of Scripture, the doctrine of the Trinity, the deity of Christ, the vicarious atonement, and the bodily resurrection.
Good.
This alone is sufficient to reject spiritism.
I'm liking the spiritist thing more and more, the more he talks about it.
But there is much more.
You should reject
The Bible
Christ.
teaches us that for Christians, it is absolutely forbidden to practice in the occult. The aforementioned texts in Exodus and Leviticus are only the tip of the iceberg.
Do not turn to mediums or spiritists. Do not seek them out to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Why does he always got to end like every other passage with I am God? I am your God. I am your God. I am your God. Like,
in
come
terms
on,
of
man.
the volume of biblical data that unequivocally condemns spiritism. Under the Lord's command, Saul, prior to his apostasy, banished all mediums.
Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him and buried him in Ramah, his own city. And Saul had removed from the land those who were mediums and spiritists. Oh, he stoned them to death. Cool. That's a good thing. That's good.
From the land of Israel. King Josiah after him did.
God damn. Moreover, Josiah removed the mediums and the spiritists and the teraphim and the idols and all the abominations that were seen in the land of Judah and in Jerusalem, that he might confirm the words of the law which were written in the book that Hilkiah, the priest, found in the house of the Lord. That's a run-on sentence.
Did the same. And Manasseh's death.
Jesus. He made his son pass through the fire, practiced witchcraft, and used divination, and dealt with mediums and spiritists. He did much evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking him to anger. Well, if he's doing this without the power of God, it sounds like those are powers that are outside of God's control, which would make a God angry, really, only if he's trying to convince everybody that he has ultimate control of everything, right? Like, if he is, like, omnipotent and all-powerful and all-knowing and whatever, then he should be able to control that very easily. But clearly he can't, because it's outside of his control. So I'm just saying.
Downfall came as a result of his delving into idolatry.
That's why he would be angry.
Likewise in the New
Testament. Oh my God. How many more of these are there going to be? Okay, it looks like this is the last one. Now the deeds of the flesh are evident, which are... Get your notebooks out. Immorality, impurity, sensuality, idolatry, sorcery, enmities, strife, jealousy, outbursts of anger, disputes, dissensions, factions, envying, drunkenness, carousing, and things like these. Carousing? Wait. Is it carousing or carousing? I think it's carousing. What, just like... What's carousing again? I forget. This guy isn't saying anything. He's really not. Peruse. Drink plentiful amounts of alcohol and enjoy oneself with others in a noisy, lively way. Oh, okay. So just like being noisy and whatever. Got it. All I remember is Tom Nook from the first Animal Crossing saying, feel free to browse, but try not to carouse, which doesn't rhyme, actually.
Testament, Paul in Galatians.
Oh, wait, I wasn't done. And things like these, of which I forewarn you, just as I forewarn you, that those who practice such things will not inherit the kingdom of God. I am the Lord your God.
5 identifies sorcery as a deed of the flesh, and that those who practice it and do not walk by the Spirit will not inherit eternal life. It comes as little surprise that egalitarianism is connected with Spiritism. A question
But how does this connect with the women's movement? We have like 2 minutes left, dude. Get to your point.
Historians ask is, why was spiritualism almost universally led by women? Andrew Jackson Davis tried to answer this inquiry.
No, come on.
By arguing
That's not
that
a
men
woman.
have a positive charge that makes them too masculine to attract spirits. Women.
Oh, Andrew Jackson? Andrew Jackson Davis. Okay, I was going to say they didn't look like our Andrew Jackson, the the one who did the Trail of Tears.
By arguing that men have a positive charge that makes them too masculine to attract spirits. Women, on the other hand, are maternal, delicate, and sensitive. And
oh, God. Oh, no. He's like straight up just doing like women are evil. Like women naturally have a proclivity toward evil and demonic entities. That's insane. That is crazy, dude. This man belongs in an institution.
And therefore better equipped to magnetically attract the spirit world. But the true reason why occult religions
okay,
are
he doesn't believe
by
this.
Females
he doesn't believe this. Got it. Okay. Here's the true reason. He just felt like bringing that up as like candy, right? He just like threw that little nugget out there. Here's the real reason. But I do not allow a woman to teach or exercise authority over a man, but to remain quiet, for it was Adam who was first created, and then Eve. And it was not Adam who was deceived, but the woman who being deceived fell into transgression. Yeah, okay, well. Adam was deceived by the woman, and the woman was deceived by a talking fucking snake. You know? I'm thinking that the woman actually had more right to be deceived. I'm just saying. And by the way, it wasn't deception, mind you, okay? That was the snake telling them, hey, God's trying to keep you from having knowledge. Okay? Like, that's all he's trying to do. Otherwise, why would he keep you from eating it? Really think about it, man. Which they couldn't do because they didn't have knowledge. Hello? All he had to do was say, hey, eat it. And they'd be like, duh, okay. And that's it. God knew the inevitable. He knew exactly what was going to happen, and he let it happen. Okay? God's not all powerful, and if he is, he's a dick.
Can be found in Genesis 3. In Paul's commentary on this text, he writes that women are forbidden to teach or exercise authority over men because Adam was created first and then Eve. Also, Adam was not
because Christians are misogynist.
Not deceived, but Eve was. This does not cover Paul's full teaching on this matter, though Paul prohibits women from teaching and exercising authority in 1 Timothy
I'm not
2.
reading anymore.
In Romans 5, the same apostle holds Adam responsible for the entrance of sin and death into the world. Nevertheless, the tempter went after Eve because he knew she was the weaker vessel. And for over the last 200 years, the evil one has been slowly trying to break down Western society by deceiving women through the occult, anti-male ideologies, and free love. But just as the first Adam brought sin and ruin to the world, a second Adam to the fight and rescue came. For as through the one man's disobedience,
a second Adam,
the many were made sinners. Even so, through the obedience of the one, the many will be made righteous. And as sin reigned in death, even so grace would reign through righteousness to eternal life.
That's so disgusting. Imagine believing just by virtue of being born with a pussy that you're like naturally more inclined toward evil. Which, if you really think about it, it's actually the opposite way around right now because way more men commit crime than women, like violent crime. You know, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. Like, men commit heinous acts all the time. Like, you can't even begin to make an argument that women are more inclined toward evil than men. And by the way, I don't think that's inherent to men either. I think that's societally driven. There's a lot of ways to fix that. We're not naturally inclined toward evil, all right? But this is why it's so important to bring down the patriarchy so that men aren't inclined to commit more evil, because that's really what a lot of it comes from is toxic masculinity and not getting therapy and not being able to live up to expectations. You know, like there are real issues that we can solve that we can address that would solve the problem of men committing more crimes, than women. But we won't do that. And this guy especially won't do that because they just chalk it like they don't chalk it up to anything. They ignore it. They act like it doesn't exist. They say women are the evil ones. Alex smelled me in chat. What? I smelled you. I mean, I don't think I did that.
Through Jesus Christ our Lord. So let's be in prayer for those being deceived by spiritism. Let's pray that the Holy Spirit will enter into their hearts,
pray for
thus
them.
casting away the evil spirits, and that he will enable them to turn to Jesus Christ as he is.
Take your prayers and shove them directly up your asshole, okay? Shove them so deep that it tickles your prostate, all right? And you dribble pre-cum. Shove them up so deep that it enters your small intestine, because I don't need them. I don't need them. Seriously, I don't need them. If you're praying for me, stop doing it. God can go fuck himself.
Freely offered in the gospel. The sources that I used for this video are available in the description below. I'd highly recommend both Walter Martin's chapter on Spiritism and his title, The Kingdom of the Cults, as well as Dave Pawson's talk on Spiritism. All right, that's a wrap for now, ladies and gents. If you want to share your own thoughts.
Sounds like a furry. Well, that certainly was one of the videos of all time. This guy has 116,000 subscribers. How? That was sensationally boring. That's incredible. Boy, there sure are some people out there, huh? Yeah, well, there you go. Jesus. Okay. I don't know what to do now. I'm thinking about raiding out, but I kind of want to just sit and vibe while crocheting. What do you guys think? Get your gunter balls. Walsh, you guys are killing me. I don't know if I can do another react tonight. Here's what we'll do. I might try to send another Cyndaquil thing. I appreciate that. I got an idea. I've been wanting to learn about some crochet drama.
Crocheters everywhere are up in arms.
Yes. I gotta pee again though, because my bladder's small, so give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I think I want to learn a little bit of wow, what was that? I want to learn a little bit about the crochet drama. Oh wait, why Nervosa got back to me? We'll look into it ASAP. Okay. Why Nervosa says they will look into it ASAP. Okay. This won't be a YouTube segment or nothing, but I'm just going to learn about some crochet drama while I crochet. So I think what I'm going to do is, let's drop this. Oh, hold on. This down here. And this on. There we go. Here we go. Does that work for everybody? We okay with that? I just think that'll be better. That way you can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better. This is going to be a hand warmer, like I said earlier. So I think this will be fine to work on.
Crocheters everywhere are up in arms about the way that this Stardew Valley-inspired crochet pillow was marketed. Some complaining about false advertising and gatekeeping, and others accusing this creator of intentionally scamming.
I kind of want to see the pillow in question. I'm not a big Stardew Valley guy, but we will be playing Stardew Valley very soon with Queen Laura and friends to raise money for Queen Laura, so look forward to that. That'll be on the last weekend of June after I'm in New York, which I'm not going to show that right now, but I will be in New York for Progressive Victory. We'll talk more about that on Friday, though. We'll have a representative from Progressive Victory. Thighs. Yeah. We'll have a representative from Progressive Victory to talk about it.
Some complaining about false advertising and gatekeeping, and others accusing this creator of intentionally scamming people by hiding information just to make a quick buck. This story is really interesting to me, and I think it brings up a lot of discussions that need to be had about the crochet community online. More specifically, how hostile the community can be to people that try to interact with it without first knowing all of the rules that they're supposed to. Okay, sorry, the sun is like coming in weird on me right now. Ezle, I think is how you say it. I'm just going to refer to them as Ez, is a Mexican-American gaming creator based in Texas who has 136,000 followers on Instagram and 151,000 followers on TikTok. She plays games like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, Fallout, and I'm sure some other games that I didn't just immediately recognize from scrolling through her page. I'm not a gamer, okay? Don't sue me. She also recently started sharing her crochet projects and punch needle projects that are mostly inspired by characters or designs from the games that she plays. Here are...
This isn't content theft, is it? I don't want to be like a content thief. I do want to learn about this stuff. I don't know. What does Jerry think? I think this is fine. I don't know.
Are some of the projects that they've made. The Clefairy shoulder bag, I don't know if that's how you say it. A Legend of Zelda pillow,
okay,
a little Link accessory bag, a Totoro tablet sleeve, Wizard Kirby wall rug, Ness wallet, Stardew Valley chicken wrist rest, and then the design that caused all of the fuss that we have to talk about today, this Stardew Valley chicken and egg pillow. So Ez started posting videos of this design. One of these videos got 3.4 million views on Instagram. Well, they only originally sold these as made to order designs where you just like go on the website, purchase it, and then she makes it for you. She decided to release a pattern for this particular design because of how much interest there was in the pattern. Her deciding to write a pattern was also in part because of how many comments there were on the reel asking how she did the color changes. For a little context, since I know not all of you are crocheters, this is what crochet color changes usually look like. Here's a little Astro Cat made by Aiden Wells Crochet. Here's a tapestry called Heat Seeker by Ty Bailey. And here is a Tiger tapestry by Destiny Makes. The main difference between these, besides like the style obviously not being like 8-bit pixel work, is that the colors kind of lie flat on the surface of the tapestry. And each little pixel in the color work chart isn't completely square. It's the shape of a crochet stitch, which is like mostly square, but it has some sort of like rounded edges as well. And then that's in contrast with Ez's pillow, where all of the colors are just like completely square little blocks. So people are wondering how this is done. So Ez first posted a reel of this design all the way back in July 2023. And like I said, there were a bunch of comments of people asking what was going on. So one thing they did mention in response to these comments was that they used the yarn under single crochet like amigurumi stitch to create more square stitches. But the thing that she didn't say in the comments is that the actual color changes were made by cross-stitching on top of the fabric of the pillow. So the big crochet color change secret that people were waiting to hear about was just to crochet a plain pillow and then cross-stitch a design onto it. Ez responded to some questions that I sent over via DM, and one thing I asked was if this...
Sorry, I think I'm paranoid that I did something wrong here. I don't know if I can do this. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I did do so. Yeah, I did something wrong. Okay. I got it.
This withholding of information at the beginning was something that was on purpose or was just a miscommunication, and here's what they said. Actually, in the beginning, I did gatekeep. I didn't want people to know how I created my products because I thought I was the only one doing it this way. I felt like it was a trade secret, if that makes sense.
Then say that.
I felt like I had the right to keep it since I only sold physical products. I've seen other creators avoid answering questions like this to gatekeep their techniques, so I thought that was normal, frankly. I let people know how I did my square grid, which is the yarn under, yarn over method and working in a circle, but that was about it. Not my color changing. I avoided answering.
Hold on, did she say that? Like, if she said that, I don't see a problem. I'm assuming it's a she. If you're not going to react that much, just say don't do it, but if you react, it's fine. Sure. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how I'm doing.
Answering those questions. We'll talk a little bit more as the video goes on about the quote-unquote gatekeeping aspect of things, but for now, if you are interested in learning new techniques, then you should check out the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes led by industry professionals on topics ranging back to it. Okay, so Ez put out a tester call for the design on December 4th. For the uninitiated, a pattern tester is someone who is chosen to test a pattern. Usually this involves sending in an application to be chosen, receiving the pattern, crocheting and or knitting the project, and then sending feedback to the designer. In many cases, being chosen to test also has some social media posting requirements, like certain photos that the designer wants you to take or certain times that they want you to post, like on the release day. Essentially, a pattern test just ensures that the pattern is clear and the people who purchase the pattern will be able to make it. Many pattern tests also serve as a kind of like guerrilla marketing, where photos of the pattern are cross-posted to all of these different accounts in the community, which then increases the reach and visibility of the pattern on its release day. Okay, so where this all really starts is on March 2nd, a user posted on the r/crochet Reddit page this post titled "Feeling irked / want to vent / have I been unreasonable." In the post, they say, "I have been following a designer on Instagram who has been promoting a Stardew Valley crochet pillow for months. The pattern finally dropped last night, and it was the quickest purchase I've made in ages. I open the PDF and see it's a plain crochet pillow with all the design work in cross stitch. I started questioning myself because I rushed to buy the pattern so quickly, so I went over the pattern listing, and I just really don't think it's clear about what to expect." Screenshots provided. I'll show you in a second. The designer did post that they wanted everyone to be happy, so if there was any feedback to reach out, which I did, hopefully diplomatically, and she was great about giving me a refund, but I can't help wondering if I...
So wait, she released a pattern, and then people did the pattern, and like it wasn't turning out the way they wanted, and so people got mad? I mean, that's a reasonable thing to get mad about. For sure. That is completely that's false advertising right there. I'd say she's well within her right to be upset. Like these people are, I mean.
I am being unreasonable now. I don't know, maybe this post will stop someone else from jumping in with excitement like I did to essentially buy a cross-stitch chart. And here's what the description said. Introducing the Crochet Stardew Valley Chicken and Egg Pillow Pattern, your passport to crafting enchanting Stardew Valley magic. Whether you're an experienced crochet artist or a newbie eager to dive into the world of yarn and hooks, this pattern is your gateway to creating a cozy, two-sided pillow inspired by the beloved game. What awaits you? Gaming-inspired adventure. Embark on a delightful journey into the world of Stardew Valley as you crochet a charming pillow featuring the iconic chicken and egg motif.
Right,
Beginner's
and it should
best
look
friend.
like the pillow
Worried about tackling a complex crochet project? Fret not. We've sprinkled video demonstrations throughout, revealing the secrets of working with velvet yarn, making the learning process fun and accessible for all skill levels. Double-sided delight. Just like the original design, this pattern includes instructions for both sides of the pillow. To add even more charm and detail to this enchanting project, the pattern incorporates techniques that includes cross-stitch color changes. These methods allow for intricate detailing and vibrant dynamic visuals, perfectly capturing the essence of Stardew Valley's beloved characters and scenes. Whether you're adept at these techniques or just learning, the pattern provides guidance and tips to help you master.
I don't know if I've done a cross-stitch color change, by the way. Like, I'm not entirely sure what that entails, to be honest.
Each step, ensuring your creation
I'm
is
still
as
a
charming
beginner.
and
I'm still a
whimsical as the
newbie.
game that inspired it. So the main complaints that this person raised and that I saw in the comments mostly boiled down to 3 different categories. The first one is misleading advertising and gatekeeping the color change method. The next, concerns about the pattern being written by AI. And then third, the trademark issues with using Stardew Valley's IP to monetize your crochet work. We sort of talked about this already.
Yeah, if the pattern was written by AI, then fuck this. Like, there's no reason for that. Fuck AI.
Of people being upset that in the comments, Ez was being unclear about what techniques she was using for the color changes and really made it seem like the only way that you could really learn how to make the pillow the way that they did was to purchase the pattern. And very quickly, this led to people jumping to conclusions, as people love to do on the internet, that Ez was trying to scam people because this pattern just like wasn't what they expected.
So far, it seems like she was.
It wasn't as advertised and how they thought it should be advertised. In terms of gatekeeping the color changes, I do think there was some pretty intentional misdirection here. Ez posted a video making a nest little accessory pouch, and in the video she shows herself crocheting some color changes where, you know, she has one color on her hook and then in the next clip there's a different color on the hook, and that's how traditionally crochet color changes are made, and then it just cuts to the end where the accessory pouch is completed. But in the case of most of her other colorwork projects, if not all, the background is just completely plain and then the colors are added later on. So people went back and found this and were saying she's intentionally trying to hide the fact that she is using cross stitch instead of crochet. Another thing that Ez mentioned when talking to me about the whole gatekeeping thing.
Here, hold on, I gotta look it up. Cross stitch. Oh, this stuff. Yeah, Katie does this. Okay. I mean, what's wrong with this? I mean, if this is how she does it, then that's fine, I think. But she should be clear about that. Like, it's not a crochet pattern you're selling. It's a cross-stitch pattern. You should be completely, like, transparent about that. I agree.
Was that she was really inspired by an episode of Chef's Table. One of the chefs, he had a great dish. Then his boss told him, you know, once this dish is on the menu, it belongs to the restaurant. It doesn't belong to you anymore. And he said, go for it. There's plenty more where that came from. And that hit me so hard. I realized I was being insecure creatively. If someone is holding on to an idea that strongly, they must not be confident in being able to create anything else. And that wasn't the case for me. I had plenty more where that came from. So that's when I decided to do the highly requested.
Controversial opinion, possibly hot take, but I do think that like keeping a technique to yourself is pretty selfish. Like secret recipes and shit. It's like, fuck off. Like if somebody else wants to learn how to make it, they should be allowed to do that. You know what I mean? Like if you want, okay, so it's one thing to keep, like, it's one thing to claim an art piece, right? But to claim an entire technique is hoarding, in my opinion. Like, you're not going to share that shit with other people. You know? Like, really? Like, think about what other people could create with your technique. With cost, this is called a chart, not a pattern. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's just my take, though.
Pattern and let the secret out, so it can belong to the world and I can create other things. In another vein, some of the comments were complaining that the pattern description was written by AI. When asked if they used any AI to write the pattern or the pattern listing description, Ez said that they do use AI to write the descriptions, but for the pattern itself, that they did that all themselves. They said they stayed up long nights trying to make sure.
And just so you guys are aware, what I'm doing here is, like I said, this is going to be a hand warmer. So what we got here is at the beginning, and this is it. By the way, I should say that this is not my pattern, it's somebody else's. Here it is. It's a free pattern. This is from Hey Crochet on YouTube. So what we're doing is a 12 rows of back loop only. What is it? 12 rows of back loop single crochet, and then 14 rows of moss stitch, which consists of a slip knot, not a slip knot, a slip stitch, followed by a half double crochet, and then four more single crochets. If you're a crocheter, that made sense. I've worked in a Michelin-starred restaurant, and one of the chefs said to me, any restaurant that won't give you the recipes and suppliers exactly isn't worth working for, as they're not confident enough that you can't replicate their dish, or that they can't think of more options to keep customers coming. That's my thing. It's like, you're gatekeeping. Like, that is gatekeeping. That's legitimate gatekeeping to me. Like, it's insecurity. It's like, well, other people can't know how I made this thing. Otherwise, they'll make a better one. And it's like, well, if they make a better one, then maybe it's better off in their hands. Have you ever thought about that? Like, you're a genius for coming up with this technique. You know, nobody's denying that. You're still the person who patented the technique, and that can be your thing. But then if somebody else perfects it, that's just as valid. You know, if somebody else is able to work with it better, that's just as valid, and they deserve to be able to do that. So I think that I think sharing a technique with somebody and then watching them thrive on it is a huge reward in itself. And I just think that it's selfish to keep that to yourself. Like, what, you developed an entire technique and you're keeping it to yourself? That's lame as shit, man.
Sure they could release by the deadline, and making sure it was a quality piece. If anyone believes the pattern was written by AI, thank you, I tried my best. She does say also that she did use AI to write the pattern description. You can tell the difference because ChatGPT likes to use super fluffy words like whimsical and enchanting. She then said,
nope, sorry, she said she did use it. Yeah, no, they're not helped out by ChatGPT. They're written by ChatGPT. No, I'm sorry, I don't like this person. I don't like this person at all. How do I know? Like, okay, if you use ChatGPT and then I text you, how do I know that you're not responding to, like, it's not even you responding to me, but for all intents and purposes, how do I know it's not you responding to me with ChatGPT? For the description? I know it's for the description, but I still don't even like that. I don't like it. Write your own shit, you know? How do I know it's you I'm talking to?
It's because ChatGPT likes to use super fluffy words like whimsical and enchanting.
I don't
care. She then cites the fact that she's just one person running a business and wouldn't have time to write everything herself. I don't think there's anything wrong with
then hire a fucking writer. You're still stealing other people's work.
ChatGPT write out emails or product descriptions if it will allow me to have more time creating. Frankly, if I wrote my product descriptions, they'd be like, pillow good, I hope. You like? And here's the thing. A lot of people use AI for writing these days. I think there really can be merits to using it as a tool, but when you're using it to create... Fuck you. Sorry. Like, I'm sure this is a very lovely individual, and, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but, like, fuck that opinion, and I can't stand it. Even, like, Moist Critical, somebody that I love and respect dearly, and I'm a huge fan of, is like, well, there's some merits to ChatGPT and AI art. I think there's some use. No, there's not. No, there's not. It's art. Make it your damn self. A listing description that is not really relevant and or contains all of the information that you need for a product description, then that's when it falls short, in my opinion. Her listing, either intentionally or accidentally because of, you know, AI oversight, doesn't include any actual materials lists. Yarn and tools galore isn't a materials list. And this is where we start to see the downsides of relying on a program like ChatGPT to fully automate writing for us. It can be a great tool, but when it remains in its unedited AI mumbo-jumbo state and obfuscates imperative information, it can quickly become detrimental. Other complaints of the pattern extend to usage rights. While it's not super clear in the—
See, how do I know that this person doesn't use ChatGPT to run their shit now, to write their shit? Like, how do I know that this script is completely from this person? You know? Like, I don't even know now.
pattern description. Once you purchase the pattern, the first page says, it's important to understand that the item created from this pattern is not to be sold as your own, including at markets or similar venues. So essentially, if you buy my pattern, you can make it for yourself, but you can't sell it. And there's a lot of discourse in the community about whether you should or shouldn't be allowed to tell people if they can sell items made with your pattern. But the issue here is that since Stardew Valley is a trademarked IP, there's been some criticism of using a statement like this in this pattern.
I don't know. That's really complicated. Like, if I make, I don't know. That's a hard question. Like, for instance, I didn't show earlier the Darth Vader pattern because I didn't want to like make it freely available to people, and I think that person deserves compensation for their pattern. But at the end of the day, I'm the fucker making the Darth Vader. I made it. So even if I didn't come up with the pattern, like I feel like I should still be able to sell it. You know what I mean? And ultimately, it's Darth Vader. It's not even his property. So he's selling something that was inspired by a property that he did not come up with, and yet he's telling other people not to sell it because it's his property. It's not his property. It's Darth Vader. So if he can sell Darth Vader, then I can sell Darth Vader. I feel like that's fair, right? Like, I made the fucking Darth Vader. I feel like that's fair. It bothers me that they mispronounced obfuscate. That's what I thought too, yeah. I thought that I heard that, but I wasn't sure.
Stardew Valley is a popular farming video game that actually just recently passed the threshold for 30 million copies sold. And Concerned Ape, the creator of the game, holds the trademark for the Stardew Valley logo, name, designs, and slogan.
True.
According to their trademark, you must not use such marks without prior written permission of the company. Also kind of random, but the game is coming out with a new patch today. I'm filming on the 19th. It's coming out today. One of the updates...
I don't really like that either, but like at least Stardew Valley has a valid claim to that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like once you use somebody else's creative property, you can't say you can't sell this. You know? Like, I don't care if you came up with a pattern. It's inspired by somebody else's creative property and you're selling it. So no. Unless you make it available for free, then I think you have a valid claim. Like if you say, hey, listen, here's a free pattern. I would prefer you guys don't use it to sell things. You can say I would prefer it, but you still can't demand people don't use it to sell it. You know? Don't use it to sell the product. I'm just saying.
Is that you can finally drink mayonnaise in the game. Thank God. We've all been waiting for that,
cool.
Right? I thought this would be a fun second to take
That's
a
a
quick
good
break
update.
and hear a word from our Stardew Valley correspondent. Jada, you there?
Hello, it is me, your local resident Stardew Valley expert. And by expert, I mean I went on a few benders playing it a few times. And I'm not really an expert, but I really do enjoy the game. I think it's the best farming simulator. I want to show you what the first farm I made looks like. Yeah, that's right. Those of you who are longtime viewers of the channel, I look different now. No longer the Oompa Loompa in the back. I'm purple.
Whoa.
Guess what? Heavily inspired by Abigail, Stardew Valley. That's a lie, but I'm saying it because she has purple hair. Love to give her amethyst all the time. She also loves pumpkins. That's something you need to know about Stardew Valley is everybody has
She looks way
favorites,
different.
likes, neutral, dislikes, and hates. And if you want to be friends with them, you gotta memorize it. I only have one bookmark on my Google Chrome web browser, and it's list of all favorites, Stardew Valley. Why? Because
That's
I'm serious
nuts.
about this game. I share a farm with my partner, but we are not partners in the game. Do not get it twisted. We both have our wives that we fought over.
Jesus Christ,
Unfortunately,
okay.
I lost the fight with the wives. I did not get the wife I wanted. I got the other redhead.
No.
Did not want this redhead, and I wanted the other redhead. Unfortunately, that's
My
the way it goes.
wife
I'm
got
pretty sure
their
my partner
wife
didn't even
that
want
they
that
wanted
redhead.
in the
He
video
just
game,
took
but I
her
didn't
from
get
me because
mine.
I wanted her. Here's our house.
I
Here's
would've
our
broken
babies.
up with
The
them.
babies are scary. They crawl around. There's no supervision. Who is watching this baby? What are our wives doing at home? They are stay-at-home moms. I am the farmer. I am the breadwinner of the farm. Why isn't she taking care of the baby? Want to know how I play?
True.
I like to make friends with everybody. Yeah, that's right. I'm a Gemini. It makes sense. We have another farm. Me, my partner, and my other friend, Aiden. She says the way that we
It's
play
an
is not
intermission?
relaxing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
supposed to be a relaxing game. I need
I was
to go
trying to
the
figure out what
mine.
the relevance was, but it's just a break.
Who the hell am I going to give this golden pumpkin to? If you don't know, there are universal favorites. The golden pumpkin is one. I would love a golden pumpkin, but I only have one. Who am I going to give it to? Oh god, I'm getting fucked.
A lot of this backlash was contained to this Reddit thread on r/crochet, with a lot of people saying that they had tried to comment on her public posts and their comments were being deleted and restricted. As a result of the backlash that the pattern received, they eventually took down the pattern listing and posted this message in her broadcast channel on Instagram. Update. I want to be able to give the people who have bought my pattern my undivided attention with any questions or concerns they may have. I'm currently taking some
We should come up with dono incentives for the fundraiser. I agree. I thought about using what's it called? That one app that lets you fuck with the game. I can't remember what it's called. It's somewhere on here. Excuse me. There's an app that lets you fuck with the game if you pay money. And you're like a viewer on the stream. I thought about using that, but I'm not sure if it works in multiplayer. Crowd control, yeah, crowd control. I'm not sure if it works with multiplayer, but I can't imagine that it wouldn't. Or that if it doesn't, it like makes that explicitly clear. I should look into it. I think that'd be fun. Especially because I'm brand new at the game and I probably will be very bad at it. I don't know if you can do that for multiplayer. Okay, well, we'll look into it. But yeah, we can definitely give incentives too. You'd be better off coming up with that though, because I don't know anything about the game.
Time to consider valuable feedback I received with the aim of making the pattern better. It's incredibly important to me that I provide you with the best possible product, so I've decided to archive the pattern for the time being so I can give my customers my undivided attention and incorporate these improvements. I truly appreciate your patience and understanding on this. It's my first pattern, and it's heartwarming to know you guys were looking forward to it. Thank you once again for your support. It means
But it's
more
not the
than I
pattern
can
you
express.
used.
So while the pattern was live, I had considered doing this like in-depth pattern review to let you all know what was in it if you wanted to purchase it and all of that. But since it's no longer available, I'm not going to be doing that, but I would like to outline a few things that I thought from looking at the pattern, which I did purchase it, by the way. And I want to give you a review with the context that this is this person's first pattern. Some important things I noticed right off the bat that were missing from the pattern were gauge information. The actual pillow pattern is pretty bare bones as well. It's missing some information of like how to join in the round. There's no step that says like slip stitch and chain or just like keep going and do like a continuous join. The pattern isn't quite step 1, make a pillow, but for something that is marketed as beginner friendly, it's missing some steps that I think would be crucial for a beginner to have in a pattern. And then the last thing is there's no clear instructions on how to do the cross stitch exactly, and the importance of like the direction of the X, the way you cross over for the stitch. In one part of the pattern, they talk about how it doesn't matter which direction you cross the yarn over in the X, and it's kind of true. It doesn't matter which direction you do, but you should have the X's all be in the same direction for the whole project. So like for one project, your X's should be like this, or like this. But you shouldn't combine them. You're supposed to stick to one for the whole project. I guess it's something people pointed out and complained about, that the stitches were a little messy. It's not a sin or a crime or anything. It's just cross stitchers are going to be nitpicky about it. Some of the things that I liked about the pattern. The cross stitch charts were broken down in order of like how you should add the colors in, which I think is really helpful for a beginner. So it's like first you add the whole like border region, and then you add the contrasting color of the border region, and then you fill in and go in as it goes. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you know how to cross,
it'd be nice to know how to cross stitch. Because I have no idea how to do it, but I'm sure it's easy to learn. Just because it would help a lot with like putting designs on stuff like my bowls, right? My stress balls, and these hand warmers that I'm making. Right? I think that's a thing you can do with cross stitching, right? Seems like a useful skill to know. Anyway.
Stitch, you know what I'm talking about.
It's
I
way
think this
easier
is
than
really
crochet.
helpful
Cool.
for beginners. The pattern also includes 2 short videos. They
Then
were
it should
really
be fine.
cute, and I thought they were a nice addition, and it really helped like visualize some aspects, especially if you are a beginner. And the pattern was like pretty concise and fairly visually pleasing. My final review of the pattern is that like it's really not that bad. It's not super beginner friendly in my opinion. There's a couple tweaks that could have made it easier. If I had opened this up as a complete beginner crocheter, I wouldn't have ended up with a square pillow in the end, and stuff would have been a little wonky. The price point at $15.
But she advertised it as a crochet pattern. Like people wanted to learn how to crochet like that, and then they open it and they're like, this is cross stitch, right? Like that's a problem. You can't do that. It's way easier than crochet. You just make a big line of X's. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay. Okay. I think that makes sense.
Is a little bit higher than the market rate as well. And that seems to be another sticking point for some of the people who purchased it. Pattern prices range from free to, I've seen things up to like $25. And generally the patterns on that like higher end of the scale are garment patterns that are graded with a bunch of sizes.
Hold on. When I put the G's, right? So I got my little crochet balls here. When I put the G on it, am I cross stitching? Because I'm just using a piece, I'm just threading yarn through it. Is that technically cross stitching? Or is that like, is it more complicated? Because that's all I'm doing. I'm just like stitching those through the surface. So I don't know.
So like if you have a sweater with 9 sizes, it takes a lot longer to write the pattern and figure out the grading for all of the sizes than it would to write down a pattern for a pillow that's 1 size. Maybe if the pattern had been listed at a lower price point, people wouldn't have been so upset about it. Like if they had just paid $3 for some cross-stitch charts, then they would have been like, this isn't what I expected, but like, all right. But at this higher price point of $15, it does feel a little bit more risky, I guess. Something else that people pointed out after looking at the pattern was that they thought that it hadn't been tested. And part of the reason that people thought that is because of some of the clarity issues in the pattern writing. But then also there weren't any pictures of pattern testers who had completed their projects on social media or in the pattern or anywhere. When talking to them, Ez mentioned that they did actually choose testers for the project. She says that she started out by choosing 5 testers and ended up with 4 in the end. They say that the testers were super nice and helpful. Something I kind of forgot to mention while I was filming before, but I thought I should add, is that a few people were also accusing Ez of having stolen this pattern from this website called Bracelet Book, where people post alpha patterns and like charts for different color work things. It's primarily used for bracelets, hence the name, but people...
I'm starting to get kind of bored, and I don't think... Quick work to... Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much more to this, but I got the basic gist of the drama, though. It's like people are just... People are upset, it seems like rightfully so, that they got a cross-stitch grid. Is that what it's called? A cross-stitch grid instead of a fucking crochet pattern, you know? And that's kind of false advertising. So it makes sense to me, at least. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't recording this for YouTube or nothing. I just wanted to do something while I stitch, or while I crochet, I mean. I should learn how to cross-stitch, though. It'll be a good skill to know. That way I can make things pretty. I gotta drop you guys off somewhere. I'm getting tired. I gotta work on some balls now that I got some orders. Alright, let's see who's live.
Hello, everyone.
Lucy Hayes. Take you about 5 minutes? Nice. Cosmopolitics, we haven't hosted them in a while. I don't know if I've ever hosted them on the site, actually. Let me see. Been a minute since I've interacted with Cosmopolitics. Oh no, I have hosted them. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to send you guys to Cosmopolitics. I will drop a link in YouTube. Go over there, please. Show Cosmopolitics some love. I will be hosting them on my site, so you can stay here if you're on the site. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. I had a fun time. Glad I decided to stream today instead of dick around and do nothing instead. Or crochet, I guess. I will be crocheting those balls for the people who ordered them. I'll be sending out stickers for people who ordered them. Please keep buying them. I appreciate it. I love crocheting, so it's nice to do. Great stream. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's nice to be able to make a little money on the side, you know. I don't mind the time that it takes. So, but yeah, that's about it. And I'll get that shit fixed with White Nervosa too. I'm about to end stream so that we can work on that. So I guess I got to do that. But yeah, everybody take care. Have a great night. And I will see you guys on Friday for our Progressive Victory stream. And we'll talk about what we're doing in New York and how you can get signed up. Until then, take care. Have a great night, everybody.